100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
3:17 in the Southland. Are you ready? It's a live imaging Tuesday. The LA Afternoon Drive takeover. Sedano and Kap right now.
Boom, bean bum,
Sedano and Kap is on. Cappy, you're not wearing your blenders. Why not?
Oh, I've got a whole variety of blenders today for you, brother.
Well, let's get them on.
I got the ones that you and I are sharing, the red, white, and blues, which are perfect for 4th of July. But I may hit you with a whole bunch of new blenders
I might
today.
get those white ones with the blue blenders talk right out of the gate. I might get those new white ones with the blue tint. I like those.
Yeah, those are sharp.
Sedano and Kap is on for your Tuesday afternoon, a live imaging Tuesday. Cappy is in South as he prepares for an early morning flight. That's why he couldn't come in the studio, but that's okay. And then Sedano is home because he's got flu B.
I do.
How do you feel? Are you okay?
Like, my throat is, kind of, scratchy still. I'm feeling a little run down, a little bit of a headache, but not, I don't have, chills or fever or anything like that. So I'm getting some of the Zafluza sent to me.
Oh, it's the Zafluza.
Shortly, and then it'll be gone, hopefully, in 36 hours.
Now, is that something you drink, or do you have to, is that a pill? What is it?
It's a pill. It's like Tamiflu, but in one pill as opposed to 5 days worth.
Oh, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Well, that should
I
make
told
you
you
feel better.
yesterday. I told you I could hear it yesterday. I heard it when you were on.
The man's been on the road for 2 weeks.
Dr. Kaplan.
Well, that's just it. I said to him yesterday, I go, you get done at the NBA Finals. By the time you get done with the post-game interviews and then you go to the dinner and then you sleep for 3 hours and you get on a plane, you fly back to L.A., and the first thing you do is you go to the TV studio. You got to get all made up.
You had to host NBA Today.
Right. And by the way, what a great day to host NBA Today, the day after the NBA Finals when you were there covering it. But by the same token, they are working this kid to death.
By the way, Sedano, did you like yesterday's Open when I worked in sound of you from
I did.
Yeah, it
was very nice.
I had to go and cut that myself.
Oh, wow.
That's the kind of love I had for you. I went and pulled the entire hour of content and cut the highlight myself.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't do that for just
love.
anybody.
That is love. That is dedication is what that is right there. That's respect.
Think about it. If you, in contrast, I basically said to start the earlier show that Mason is the biggest backstabber at the radio station.
Why? What do you do now?
Well, he's
What
just a
did he do?
backstabber in general. We know
No,
that.
but I mean, is there anything new?
I think Trudell said, who would be the one person that in our kitchen would... Exactly. I like that we had that. I didn't even know we had that. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
That would
That's for
salt
you.
the food to sabotage me. Like my health. Mm-hmm. And John's like, are you saying steal his food or sabotage his food? And Trudell said sabotage. I said, oh, that's Mason, without a doubt. And then Mason will say how much he loves me, but then salt my food.
But did something happen here? It's only Tuesday.
No, Trudell was just trying to shake it up, and I like that.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I like it when people
Of course.
shake it up.
Of course I do. Now, is Mason out all week? Is he on yet another vacation?
Yet another vacation.
Because I got to be honest with you guys. And, George, maybe you could walk me through this and talk me through this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you're much better at this than I am.
Right.
I'm a very guilty guy when it comes to taking vacations.
Yeah.
And Rachel said to me this weekend, what is with you and this guilt over vacations?
Yeah,
she said,
I don't get
if anything, this is the time of the year to take a vacation. Basketball's over. Hockey's over. Football's a month and change away. All you got going right now is baseball. What is with you and this guilt?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. It's the way I'm wired, man.
You don't have that much guilt, though.
I
No.
mean, come on.
No, it's bad.
What is your guilt?
My guilt is okay, so today I'm on the air.
Right.
I'm going to be off Wednesday through Friday.
Yeah.
Then next week I got the entire week off.
Right.
Yes,
I
vacation.
don't, and it's Friday's
So what?
4th of July. I work
have them.
Juneteenth.
Take them.
I know.
There's no guilt. Just do it. We're fine. Trust me. We're good.
Oh no, I know the show is in great hands.
Yeah,
that I'm
we're
not
good.
worried about. It's just I don't know what it is.
You're going to miss
man.
the crazy Hernandez brothers on Thursdays. They're coming in.
That I don't love. That I don't love missing the crazy Hernandez brothers. That I'm not happy about.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm going to try and get over it. If you guys
I'm
tell
sure
me
I'm sure you'll get over it. You'll be
Hey,
fine.
Lindsay, by the way, just so you know, over the next 10 days when I'm off, I'm still not out of pocket, just so you know, Lindsay.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad to know.
Just so
Good
you
to
know, I'm still available to you
Although,
should you need me.
The last time you were off, which I think was it Friday, and we
Yeah.
texted you about something and you never answered
You want to know why?
because you were out of pocket.
No, not because I was out of pocket. You guys are going to be very impressed by me.
Okay.
You ready for this?
You had a do not disturb on?
No, sir, I don't know how to do that.
Go touch some grass.
I did not touch grass either. Any kind of grass, DeAndre. But where I think you're going to be proud of me is this. I got a new iPhone, okay? I finally upgraded. I got a new iPhone. And when I left the Verizon store, the guy said to me, he goes, the transfer is happening. You're fine. Well, needless to say, I was in my car. The two phones are sitting next to each other. Transfer doesn't happen. It gets
merging.
You're not
interrupted.
supposed to do that.
Well, I didn't know.
But that throws everything off.
Well,
No,
ultimately,
you're supposed to. You
No,
link
no,
them
no, no.
together.
Not off of Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, you got to do it on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, or
Okay,
else things
well-
get all funky.
Well, so when I got to Terranea,
Things were funky.
they were very funky. And then they got funkier. Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, we
Right.
know it got funkier.
Like
but
a
that's
funky cold Medina?
Yeah.
But I was able to take the two phones, put them together like the two phones were making the love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now they can do that. Yeah.
Right. And then I literally transferred everything from previous iPhone to current iPhone, and I was super proud of myself until, of course, I started opening up apps like Uber, for example.
Right.
Wait a second, my credit card's no longer
Right.
connected to Uber. Or I'm trying to get into like an E-Trade account or my Chase bank account. And I don't know the
I
password
mean, that
for
might have been
anything.
your kids, to be
How do you
honest
know
with
not know the passwords?
I don't know the
Why
password.
don't you just have them
for anything.
store within the iPhone?
Okay, so then the iPhone tells you that, hey, you got this password thing, pal.
Right.
You can go ahead and find your password in the phone,
Right.
and I can't even navigate that. So,
Cap, all you do is just look at it. Like it literally scans your face and puts your password in for you.
Right, your face is this. This is your password. I'm sorry, not your face. Your face is this, but also your password.
Keyshawn used to say that when we'd say, like, Key, where's your credential? He goes,
This is
face,
my credential.
face.
That's it right here.
Yeah.
You're looking at it. huh?
Exactly.
Well, I thought you guys would be proud of me that I actually was able to get data to transfer from one phone to the next phone.
It's not that hard, Cap.
Well, for somebody like me, it's very hard. So this was a major accomplishment, Linz.
Okay, well, congrats.
Good job.
Thank you. See, that's all I asked for. Just a little
Yeah.
congratulations.
Oh, that's what you wanted?
So
Yeah,
that's
just-
why he was out of pocket.
So therefore, that's why I was out of pocket, because phone A was transferring to phone B.
Got it.
Otherwise, I'd have been in pocket, no problem.
Got it.
All right.
All right, very good. I'm glad we got
Christopher,
that solved.
how is my lighting? It's only the second time I've used this setup, and I've got new lighting today.
So the bigger issue is more the sound of the room, but I think
Well,
we're
I'm working on
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just got back.
Because
and
I do
have the
see
flu.
you are using a professional microphone, which I think Cappy gave you, if I
Yes, I
know
did.
Well, it was
correct.
the same one I've always used.
Okay,
in
it's a
here.
professional microphone, which means it's going to pick up more room noise.
Right.
So once we pad that thing up, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah,
the
I
lighting
mean-
is not bad. He could use listen, for that beautiful skin of yours,
Yeah,
we
it's
could
nice
use an
skin.
even brighter light.
Okay,
Because
I'll
it's-
crank it up in the
yeah.
break a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, you know what athletes who have rooms that are like dedicated to their careers call them? You know what they call
Studios?
them?
Offices?
That's
don't
what
Yeah.
George's setup is.
Right,
Like
they call them dig me rooms.
what?
Dig me.
What?
Like
Oh, I
I,
have no
What?
idea. I just
like,
thought they were
like
called
I dig
offices.
me. Like I dig me. So
Are
I
you
got
jealous
lots of
that Trudell made the cut over here on this
You're
side? If you
damn
wanna-
right I am. Go full screen if you don't mind,
if you
guys.
wanna
I
go
said-
over my
Go
left
full
shoulder.
screen.
George, we
I'm
need to
pissed.
get a picture
Yeah,
with
there's
Cap
Trudell
on
right
that
there.
wall.
Right. How about like
There's
a picture
Mina
from
and
the
Sean
Mandy's?
McVay over here.
Yeah. I mean, how am
Mike
I not
Green
on
and
this
Doris,
wall? Yeah,
LeBron.
this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you're in your dig me room.
And by the way, that's a picture with just Trudell in him.
right?
That's pretty
and,
incredible.
That's from the day Anthony Davis's return game to New Orleans.
and that was those two guys sent me that picture that day. Like, hey, you have FOMO? We're
No,
here
this was
together.
years ago. This was not that. This was
okay,
not that
most
day.
recently. But hey, listen, George. Don't make me have to get my own picture for you in your office. Do it yourself.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think we have like a formal picture, Cappy, other than because Trudell was asking about that the other day on when you weren't here, and I said I don't think we actually have like
No,
a formal
you do.
nice picture.
I have a nice one that is in my office of you guys from the Mandy's.
The very first Mandy's. I would
Yeah.
take
Oh
that.
yeah, when Cappy's wearing that crazy outfit.
I would
Yeah.
take that.
I don't
on
have
your
that
wall.
picture though. I don't believe.
How great would it be if you just start putting pictures of everybody but Cappy as your bit?
He basically did.
Like there's
Yeah,
but there's
right.
like just pictures of everyone.
Right. There's Morales. There's
Yeah.
DeAndre. There's
Yeah.
Lindsey Baseball. He gets down to Funchy. You know what I mean? And then I'm nowhere to be found.
Right.
I'm
Oh,
here.
That'd be good. That'd be good. All
Dr.
right.
Clapper on the wall.
Right.
How are you?
Picture of you and LZ. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a given.
There's definitely one of me and LZ somewhere in this.
Yeah, no,
Come
definitely.
on, man. I can't get a little bit of love. I mean, I can't go over your right shoulder. What, you and LeBron, you think that's
I'm
a big
actually
deal?
going on LZ's podcast, I think, this week at some point.
Oh, really?
Nice.
What are you
You
going to talk
didn't
about?
ask Cappy to be on it?
No, you didn't.
I don't think I'm invited.
I think
man.
Cappy missed that
Yeah.
invitation.
He
Yeah, I don't
wanted
think
me
I'm
to come
invited.
on and talk about just kind of the entire NBA season. Just
Oh, well, then I should probably go on that podcast myself then. You're right. I could
and I think
talk
we'll talk about some other stuff, like personal stuff, too.
Oh, 'cause I would talk about like ball
We'll go
culture.
deep.
I hope you rip Cappy on it.
I actually said really nice things about Cappy in the Barrett Sports Media thing. He had his guy set up for me.
Well, you
Oh,
got
did you?
compliments all around on that one, George. I
didn't
mean, that
see
was a
it.
great article.
Me
Did you-
neither. I
did-
didn't
was
see
it
either.
published already?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
see
the
it.
guy called me on Friday, but I said nice things about Cappy.
Nice. I haven't seen it. I mean, I did set
I'm
it up.
surprised.
I am
mean, I thought
surprised,
it came to your
Cal.
inbox.
I set up the interview, and yet I didn't even read it.
yeah.
All right, I'll get to it. I'll read it. I'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so are you okay today, George? Are you going to
Yeah, I'm
make
totally
it?
fine.
You're-
I mean,
you're
I've got
fine.
a little bit of a headache, and my throat kind of is annoyed, but whatever. I'm good.
Okay, annoyed throat. Okay,
Yeah,
and
it's
Chrissy,
like-
how are you today? Because you were very emotional in your post, which I thought was very sweet. I thought it was inspiring. I thought it was welcoming. But for anybody that missed the post, Chris's heart works again.
Well,
which
so here's the thing, George. I sent a text to a lot of people yesterday when I found out the news. I called my mother was not able to come to the doctor's office, so I called my mom and dad. Right. Stephanie was there with me, my uncle, when I got the news that the heart is functioning normally. I texted you. I texted Cappy.
Yeah.
And Cappy's response, which was very nice, congratulations, blah, 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 I'm so happy for you. But then he also said, can we eat pizza again?
Oh, Jesus.
And I said,
forgot
yes,
about
I
that.
can have a slice once in a while. My heart is functioning, meaning it's pumping fluid out. But we don't want to go back to like a sodium-filled lifestyle because that's just not going to end up well.
Yeah, probably not good.
Yeah. So I just need to be more cognizant. So, yes, we can stop and get pizza and road pie. I can just have one slice.
Okay.
I can't eat half the pie with you.
Okay,
Nor would- that would
I will
be
eat half
best.
the pie.
Yeah.
I'll eat half the pie. You have one slice.
Right. No, but thank you, Cappy. You wrote something very lovely at CMM Spectrum if you want to see the post, or at ESPN LA. They shared it. I'm very blessed. We got really good news yesterday with the head cardiologist. This is what we were hoping for. As I always mention, and I love to talk about it on this show because you guys give me the platform. This was all caused. Listen, I drank a lot. I smoked a lot of cigars. I did a lot of things. I was overweight, but alcohol was a big part of this. And I'm coming up on 6 months sober. If you want to talk about it, DM me. We'll talk. If you're having struggles too. And here's the thing: I can have a slice of pizza. I can have some salty food here and there. Never can drink again. So that's important too to remember, Cappy. So don't try to be influencing me with that.
Let me say one thing real quick, because I know a lot of people have actually been hitting you up about this. People who have some troubles, and they're looking for somebody to be a quote unquote sponsor. And I don't know if I'm using all the right terminology, but here's the thing: when you decide to get sober, and I don't mean just you, because I've been around this. When you decide to get sober, it's an everyday thing for the rest of your life if you take it seriously.
Yes.
And the one thing that has impressed me the most is as many miles and as many hours as we have walked around downtown LA. You pretty much have a story at pretty much every drinking establishment in town. Got wasted here, was on the floor there, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm super impressed with not just your commitment to your diet, but your commitment to, I'm done drinking for the rest of my life. Like, I drank enough in the early part of my life, from 20 to 40, I drank enough. I'll never drink again. And it's not like I've never heard you one time say something like, God, I would love a drink right now. Oh, a cocktail would be wonderful. I've never heard you say that. You are seemingly totally committed to sobriety. And for that, my friend, that I take my hat off to you. I'm not wearing
no
one, but if I
question
was,
about it.
I would.
We're very proud of you. We're very
Very
excited
proud.
for you in this 2.0 version of your life.
Somebody asked me today, what is the next plan or what's the next thing? And I said, listen this fall.
Oh, I thought you were going to tease. Well, there you go. That's a good tease right
Listen
there.
this fall. Listen this fall.
Cappy, in very 710-like fashion, after this heartfelt moment we just had here on the show, why don't you tell us about your friends at Subaru?
Oh, that would be a perfect segue. That'd be great. Hey, if you have seen my video at ESPN LA on Instagram, in front of my house with my brand new Outback. And I love this vehicle. And I want to say to everybody, if you are considering road trips this summer, now would be a great time to get to Ocean Subaru of Fullerton and talk to Omar and his entire staff and let them get you and your family into one of the brand new Subarus, the absolute safest vehicle, highest safety rating of any vehicle on the road. But if you're going to be road tripping this summer, here's a suggestion for you. The new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, only 2.9% financing for 48 months. That's incredible. If you're thinking about going up into the mountains, you need something a little bit bigger, consider what I'm driving, the Subaru Outback with 3.9% financing for 72 months, another spectacular deal. And if you want more information, I would suggest that you visit us at oceansubaruoc.com. That's oceansubaruoc.com. Or better yet, come by the store. We'd love to have you at Euclid in Fullerton. You can't possibly miss us. We're right off the freeway. And I'm telling you right now, Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton are committed to getting you and your family into the right Subaru. So wherever that journey takes you, it starts here at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton.
It was a seismic shift in Lakerland felt all around the sports world.
Now, all of a sudden, we're one of the richest owners in all the NBA.
Mark Walter is now leading the brand new Lakers ownership group.
The guy that owned the Dodgers bought the Lakers and caught just about everybody by surprise is exceptionally exciting.
When the news broke, LA turned to 710 for the passion and pride of the purple and gold.
New era, same home.
The home of the Lakers is 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together: enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? Just 9 miles from downtown LA and near the 710 freeway, it's completely reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and upgraded amenities. We're also home to California's largest card room jackpot ever, $3.7 million. New players score $30 in match play when they say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino, come see what everyone's talking about.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GGR 001291. GAR 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Harry Douglas here. La Quinta by Wyndham is deeply grateful for all our military members, veterans, and their families. We understand the dedication, sacrifice, and hard work that comes with serving our country. As a thank you, we offer 12% off our standard rates, upgraded Wyndham Rewards Gold Status membership, and preferred parking. We want to make your stays as comfortable and rewarding as possible, and we're proud to serve those who serve. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Visit LQ.com to learn more about our special military perks and discounts. Restrictions apply.
3:34 on a live imaging Tuesday. Sedano Kap knocking the boots. Yeah, we gonna knock those boots in the car with you. We're sitting right there with you in the passenger seat. Cappy, Sedano, and I knocking the boots. On this day in 1993, the number one hit, H-Town. You know why they were called H-Town, Cappy?
Because they're from a town called H?
Yes, they're from Houston.
Houston.
Knocking the Boots was the number one hit.
That's great.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant can hang out with those guys now.
Today is also National Pralines Day.
Oh.
Ugh.
You know who gives you good pralines?
Tell me.
El Chola. When you're done
Really?
with a meal, they'll bring out the praline. They're little cookies.
Mm-hmm.
A nice little sweet treat after you've had a salty meal.
Okay. Pralines.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And happy birthday. Oh, JJ. He turns 41 today. Happy birthday to Lakers head coach JJ Redick.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know?
No.
And today's the anniversary as well of him getting the job. So on his birthday last year.
Oh, really? That's
You
right.
didn't know?
Vaguely
You don't
remember
have
that.
it in your calendar
You
that
didn't
today's
text
JJ
JJ?
Redick's birthday?
Nope.
Really?
No,
Are
no
you going to
for
text him
JJ
now?
today.
You should text him now.
No.
Say, what up? Happy
We're
birthday,
not
JJ.
like that kind of friends where I'm like, hey, bro, happy birthday. Like, if I saw him, that'd be different, you know?
I mean, I'm just saying,
We're not like that.
If
We're
you
not
guys
like
were like Facebook
buddy-buddies.
friends, would you put on his wall "Happy Birthday"?
No. Well, first of all, I haven't had Facebook in about 12 years or whatever. It's been 13
I
years.
still have it for the birthday functions.
No.
I did, but mine all like figured it out on my calendar after like a year. You know, when you text somebody now like "Happy Birthday," then after you
Yeah, it
text it,
stores
it'll
all
be
the
like
numbers, yeah.
it'll store it. Yeah, so now I don't have to worry about that. I deactivated mine.
I had a friend of mine hit me up yesterday, and he goes, hey, did you see what I commented on your Facebook post? And I said, my Facebook post? I haven't posted on Facebook in ages. And I realized that what he meant was I posted on Instagram, and it then went to Facebook.
They just posted on Facebook
Yeah,
for
and
you.
so I don't have. I got to admit, like I use Facebook Messenger. Does anybody use that, or am I the only person that uses it?
I get some messages on there from like old people that older, to be honest. They're
I use it
older.
with my mom.
Yeah.
People use that to like find like their relatives or like their
Who
unknown
are you messaging
children.
on Facebook Messenger, Cap?
I
You
don't know, I
got
get
Are you
lots of
my
people.
dad? I've been looking my whole life for you.
I'm not.
That's what
No,
a lot
I'm
of
not.
people use it for.
I'm not. In fact, I'm deleting this app right now. Yeah, I mean, if somebody hit me up with that, I'm down. I'm out.
What would you do, Cap? What would you do if you got a message from some random Facebook person? It was like an old girlfriend that was like, or like a child that said, "Oh, my mom said you're my dad." What would you do?
Oh my God! I'm telling you, I'm not joking. I would delete the app, and I would forget that I ever read that message. I don't want any part of
No,
that.
it would show up as read.
Oh, really?
That is true, yeah.
It would alert the person
Yeah.
that you read it.
Right, and then they would know, and they'd find me on Instagram or Twitter.
Your life would be
or
over. Then
better
they'd
yet,
be calling the radio station looking for you.
Nah, they just hit me up on LinkedIn, Linz. You know
That's
what I mean?
right. That's
They
right.
just
You are
LinkedIn
active
is,
on LinkedIn.
Is where you can find
We
me.
got to start thinking about a TikTok strategy. I know we're a little behind on this, but we need a robust TikTok strategy for the fall. That's why I'm talking to the interns a lot about the TikTok.
Yeah, we got all these young interns who now are at ESPN LA. Not that interns are ever not young, but they seem to know a whole lot more about this stuff than us older guys do.
Like DeAndre for 10 seconds on TikTok. That should be a daily thing, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
You know what
Yeah.
you should do? You should have like the interns be on like a reality TV show where they're all like competing for a job to be the TikTok person for 710, and like the best person wins the job.
It's not a terrible idea.
I think our president had a show about that once.
Oh, like The Apprentice?
Yeah, that was
We
one.
call it
Oh.
The Intern.
Yeah.
I didn't know which president you were speaking
Call
of.
it The Intern.
I mean, we could. Well, I'm fine with that, first of all. We need
real.
some new blood in here, Cappy.
Listen, you keep telling me about this amazing class of interns and about how much they know about certain social
So
media
let me tell you what I'm
platforms that
trying
we
to
don't.
plan for the fall. But
Tell
I got to
me.
figure out with everybody's schedule a content summit where I just interview the interns and you all have to listen about their ideas about content.
I'd do that.
Can you imagine?
I would love to do that.
Can you imagine Johnny I sitting through that?
I don't know about
No.
him, but me, I could. I would sit through that. Hey, can the interns teach me how to edit on CapCut?
Probably.
God, it pisses me off.
We
I
have
can't
a
figure
whole
out how to use
department
it.
that could probably teach you that.
I know, I
it's not
struggle.
that difficult,
I
man.
know,
I
but
literally
I
sat
struggle.
down with you and showed you how to use CapCut.
I know I struggle though, and then sometimes when you use TikTok and you use the green screen on TikTok, and then you can have like a picture behind you or a video behind you. I can't figure out how to do that either.
You can't even figure out how to pair your phone, Cap. Like
No, I did
one step
that.
at a
I just
time.
don't. I don't know any of my passwords. So I was good, Linz. You got to be proud of me.
You
Give
know
me
you
some
can
love.
save your passwords on your phone.
I said that last segment. Anyway,
Yeah.
Where were we?
well, the NBA Trade Palooza, the Trade of Palooza is going on, Cappy.
It is. George, I'm curious to hear, you said it during Super Crosstalk, but I guess I was surprised that Drew Holiday was traded to Portland from Boston. Only
Boston
because
has got a big tax bill, and they're going to have a gap year next year because their best player is going to miss the entire season.
Well, that's what I was thinking. With Tatum going out with the Achilles and he not being available for next year, do they say, hey, we're not waiting around for a year to get him back and keep the band together.
Yeah.
Let's start making moves now. Is that how you read it?
Pretty much. That's what I would say. That is what's going to happen. And I don't think they're done, right? There's some chatter about Porzingis being linked to a number of teams, including the Lakers. I just don't see how the Lakers make that happen, to be honest with you.
I would love Porzingis, the body,
Yeah.
like the height, the muscles, the just the game. Is there some history between him and Luka
him
though?
and Luka did not necessarily work very well in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So if that's the case, then that's not happening.
That's the biggest. Well, I mean, there's two reasons. I don't see how the Lakers get there without having to give up multiple players, which they would probably need. And then the other part of it is, him and Luka just didn't go so great the first time.
Yeah, I would say that the Lakers will have no choice but to obviously consult with Luka on something like that. Like, hey, are you guys okay? Can you guys coexist? If you can't, then Porzingis is not. And by the way, you would have to tell me this.
The guy that I would want is off that roster, Boston's roster, is Derek White. I mean, Jaylen Brown, obviously, but he's coming at a $70 million price tag. Like, Derek White, to me, is like the ideal star in your role guy. That guy can score 30 points on a given night. He's an elite level defender. That's the guy. Now, maybe they want to keep him. But that's the type of guy I would want.
Good rebounder as well for his size.
Oh, my God. He does everything.
Yeah,
so good.
But so let me ask you a question. If Derek White was your choice, if you said, hey, I want the Lakers to get Derek White, you said it, DeAndre.
They need a couple big men, and they need a guy like Derek White who's a two-way player. I think that's kind of what they need. He also makes $30 million, though, so I don't know how they make that deal happen, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because, I mean, what DeAndre just said, he's 6'4". He can rebound, averages almost 5 per game, but he's not a big man. So now what you're talking about is I mean, at least if you were going to get a player like that, you're talking about like major roster reconstruction, because you're not talking about just adding a big man or two. You're talking about, who would he replace in the lineup? Austin Reeves.
I'd rather have him than Austin Reeves.
You'd rather have Derek White,
Yes.
30 years old, probably 8-9 years into his career.
If you're telling me I'm trying to win a championship right now, I'd rather have Derek White than Austin Reeves. And again, this. See, I hate this because it feels like I'm always picking on Austin, but I don't think Austin. I think Austin is a very good player. I think Derek White is a better player than him. Because, again, people don't account for the defensive side of the ball. Fans just look at stats, and that's not what tells you if a guy is good or not. You got to watch these guys.
But don't you think Austin Reeves, if he knows what his weakness is now, that he can go to work on it in the offseason and improve?
It's very rare that guys get better on defense. There's some big men that have gotten better on defense. I always cite Chris Bosh as a guy who in Toronto. Now, granted, he was the primary scorer. He had a lot more responsibility on offense. But when he played with LeBron and Wade, he had to fill a role, right? He had to star in his role as the third guy. And he became an elite level defender. But he also was 7 feet tall and had incredibly long wingspan. You know what I mean? And was athletic. That's not what we're talking about here. Guys that are guards rarely, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but guards rarely get better defensively. So, not exponentially is what I'm saying.
Okay, but if you're Derek White and you're 6'4", and you're Austin Reeves and you're 6'4", and Austin Reeves is younger and cheaper and has, a lot of offensive skill, are you saying that you don't think there's any way he can become
as good as Derek White on defense? No.
Not possible?
No.
Why is that?
It's an inherent skill set, number one. And number two, Derek White is a more athletic defender. He moves his feet better. DeAndre, back me up here. You've watched these guys play. Derek White is an elite level defender. He's like an all-NBA type of defender.
Yeah, Derek White on the defensive end won't get picked on and won't get switched on that much as far as Austin Reeves does. And honestly, Cap, Austin Reeves, as far as defending, he can get better, but that's going to be more on J.J. Redick to put him in the right spots to where he doesn't get exposed as much defensively.
Right, but not as an individual.
And that's an individual thing. So, I mean, if you're just talking about overall Austin Reeves getting better, he can, but not to the point where he's going to be a good defender like Derek White.
Correct. No way.
Right. Okay, listen, you guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. You guys have watched a lot more of Derek White. You guys have analyzed his defensive play. I have not.
Ball knowers. But he's
exactly right.
It's just not defense, though, too, with Derek White. You're also getting the spot of shooting that he can do. His ability to space the floor out. And he also can put the ball on the floor. He can, he can pass a little bit better, too.
Hey, Austin Reeves can put the ball on the floor.
But he can't play defense.
We're just looking at an offensive standpoint, Austin Reeves. Where, you got to be able to play both ends of the floor.
And that's the problem with the Lakers. Player.
Cappy, in today's day and age, I just don't know how they get how the Lake. And look, maybe they end up having guys behind them in the back line that are so dynamic defensively that it can work. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't see a path for the Lakers to win a championship if your backcourt is going to be two guys that can be picked on defensively.
That being Luka and Austin Reeves.
Correct.
So you'll take Luka because of what he can do offensively, and you'll sacrifice
he's
the
a
defense.
savant back there. I mean, he's literally a prodigy. Like, yes, he is a different level of offensive player.
Listen, I know you got influenza B, okay? All right? I don't want to get you upset. And I'm leaving tomorrow on a vacation, and I don't want to get yelled at.
Very early flight. You made that clear.
I don't want to get yelled at today. But I'm going to just say that this word prodigy and this word savant.
But he is a prodigy. Like, he literally has been playing professional basketball since he was a teenager.
I got that. I get it.
Can I ask a question for reference, Mr. Ballknower?
Sure.
You said that.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking to me.
You said that rarely, like guys rarely improve.
Well,
like drastically.
guards rarely improve drastically,
Would you
exponentially defensively. Rarely. I mean, there are examples, I'm sure.
I was going to ask about like LeBron improving exponentially this year because I feel like he did.
No, LeBron's always been a good defender.
Always?
Yes, he is chosen at times to, or I wouldn't say chosen. That's actually an improper word to use. I would say at times his burden
he didn't
offensively.
Flip the switch, you mean?
No.
On defense.
His burden offensively is so great at times that he has to find the moment to take a breath. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes that happens on defense. When LeBron, for years, even with the Lakers, had to bring up the ball 94 feet and get them into offense and then find his way to get into his own offense at times, and still have to play defensively, that's a lot to ask over an 82-game stretch. But LeBron James has always been an elite-level defender.
It just occurs to me that if you're as impressed with what Austin Reeves has been able to do in the early part of his career.
He's an impressive player. There's no doubt about it.
From the very beginning of not being drafted,
yes,
and
but
making
there's a
the
ceiling.
team and being right. But I'm just going to say this: if I were in Austin Reeves' shoes, if I were somebody who represented Austin Reeves, I'd say, hey man, what you're good at is X, Y, and Z. What your weaknesses are A, B, and C. We're going to spend this offseason having you properly coached to get better at the things that you're not so good at right now.
And I'm not saying that that's not possible to some extent. And I think what DeAndre nailed on, I know we got to go to break because we're way over here, but what DeAndre kind of nailed it where it's like, yeah, it's up to the coaching staff to put him in positions where he hurts them less is probably the best way to describe it.
How does that make you feel, Cappy? Do you feel satisfied, or you want to continue this?
Not really. I'm an Austin Reeves fan, and I want to see Austin Reeves stay on the team.
I'm not an Austin Reeves fan. I think Austin's great. I think Austin is a fantastic story. I think that Austin, though, has limitations.
Let's continue this. Let's keep it going. Too many shows on this station just end a topic in a segment and don't carry it over.
Going.
We'll keep it over, and I also want to talk about fan bushing. Because I don't know what that is. Fan
bushing? Oh, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal.
So we'll talk about that next in just a moment. Sedano and Kap on a live imaging Tuesday on 710 ESPN.
We told you it was going to...
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland. The industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow. Where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging. Because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Located in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, Crypto.com Arena is pulling back the curtain and unveiling new behind-the-scenes VIP tours presented by Delta Airlines, which offers an exclusive look inside one of the world's most iconic sports and entertainment venues. Expert guides will lead small groups through spaces that have hosted legendary sports championships, world-renowned concerts, and epic awards. Guests will also explore the VIP areas and experience the arena's latest renovations. Visit Crypto.com Arena/tours for more info.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Ah, yes. 9 minutes in front of 4 o'clock. Sedano and Cappy. Live Imaging Tuesday on this day back in 2000, the number one hit. Enrique Iglesias. Be With You.
Oh, what a jam.
What a jam. Makes you want to swim a lap, because today is Swim a Lap Day.
Oh,
No way.
Yeah, how about that?
So not just swim a length, an actual lap.
A whole lap.
Okay, because a length would be from one end of the pool to the other end of the pool.
Well,
but
this is a lap.
would mean you'd have to go there and back.
Exactly
full
right.
lap.
Be sure to listen all day today and all week long to Sedano and Cap for your chance to win a pair of VIP tickets. What?
25 years.
Oh, yeah.
This song.
VIP tickets to the biggest pro wrestling convention this Saturday, June 28th, Hilton LAX. Listen for the cue to call and be caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN for 2 tickets with VIP access to LAX Fan Fest. Plus 1 autograph by Ahmed Johnson. Listen to Sedano and Cap for your chance to win. Visit fanfestlax.com for tickets. That's this Saturday. I believe Lindsay's going along with, or is that next Saturday? Next Saturday. Linz is going with
This
DeMarco,
Saturday.
right? Oh, it is this Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And Jonathan.
And
So-
Jonathan, that's right. The great Jonathan Martin, who, by the way, not only did he earn great points by being in our Creed video, Cappy, and getting Scott Stapp to respond to us and share the
Right.
story, he
Right.
came in today and asked Ireland and I, hey, guys, what's Yacht Rock? I'm really into it. And I
Oh,
said,
my.
oh, my God.
You know what he asked me about this thing, this wrestling thing on Saturday? He goes, what can I watch or listen to so I can learn as much as I possibly can before then?
You should send him that video of me putting Cappy in a sharpshooter.
Okay, I'll do that.
Or you could send in the picture or the video of me putting Chris in a figure 4. You know, I just want to get George in a Boston Crab.
Speaking of Boston,
Speaking of Boston, we have breaking news, actually.
Hey! How is that?
look at that.
Shams is reporting Boston, Atlanta, and Brooklyn are finalizing a 3-team trade that sends Kristaps Porzingis and a second-round pick to the Hawks, Terrence Mann, former Clipper, and Atlanta's number 22 to the Nets, and George Niang and a second-rounder to the Celtics.
George Niang, former Cav.
So Porzingis is now off the board.
The minivan.
Right? Now the Lakers can't get him. They can't dream of that anymore.
There goes Porzingis. Or
You
so
should
we
always
think.
trade again. You know?
They could, but unlikely, maybe. At least for the Lakers.
So there you go. Porzingis gone. And for people, I see in Shams' mention people reacting to, why didn't Pelinka get him? And it's why I alluded to earlier, and I'm glad you asked, Cappy, like those two, just didn't vibe necessarily in Dallas, is what I would say, him and Luka.
Yeah, I mean, when we were all going back and forth in our chat, and you were talking about Porzingis would be maybe good for the Lakers, like I said, height, weight, athletic ability, both ends of the floor. I mean, all these reasons I could tell you why I would like Porzingis, but I was like, wait a second, there seems to be some history between Porzingis and Luka, so I don't know that jives, and I'm not so sure the Lakers thought
Tim
that could
McMahon,
jive either.
if you go back on the old Google machine, you can find a lot of stories about those two.
So for now, Austin Reeves remains a Laker, Cappy, and you don't want him to not be a Laker, right?
I would like to see Austin Reeves stay with the team. I love a guy who overcomes a lot to make it because that's the kind of guy that plays with heart. And that's a guy that may not have height.
Is he a heart and soul guy?
He is a
heart and soul guy.
But ain't that song? It's like do 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 do. You know the heart and soul song you play on the piano.
Except in the playoffs, he wasn't.
No,
he was
listen.
just a little
But
gassed.
but let me ask you guys a question. I mean, did you depend on Austin Reeves to lead the Lakers to a playoff series victory? I mean, you depended on Luka, you depended on LeBron, And Austin Reeves is your third guy. But the fact of the matter is, and it's fair criticism, he did not have a very good playoff series. But he's early in his career, and I'd like to see where it goes. I don't want to give up on a guy too early. So I'm of the opinion that Austin Reeves, given everything that it's taken for a kid like him to get to where he is in his career, that if you're telling me that his
he's
biggest
27
weakness,
years old, Cappy. So he's like he's almost pretty much a formed player at this point.
but what I'm saying is that if you're telling me that his weakness is defense,
Yes.
and he's smart enough to know what his strengths are versus what his weaknesses are, that if I were him, and I'm going to guess that this is what he's going to do, he'll go to work this offseason in an effort to become a significantly better defensive player, and then throw on top what DeAndre said, which is coaching staff puts him in the right position.
I think the reason why you hear Sedano groan is Sedano already made the point. He's not going to all of a sudden become this great
There's
defender.
just not a lot of precedent about in that regard.
There's only so much you can do to improve, like laterally defensive like drills and stuff like that. His primary focus is probably going to be more like, okay, getting his dribble off and one dribble pull-ups and stuff like that. Because essentially his stuff was more like, okay, I had a bad scoring night, or I wasn't efficient in the shooting. So I think that's what he's going to be focused on a little more towards this offseason.
By the way, DeAndre just told me, because he's wearing that 1998 NBA Finals hat, and I love that hat, obviously, the 98, Jordan's last Finals win with the Bulls. He told me he just watched that game, the whole game, because, you know, all the documentaries, they show us clips. And you were blown away, right, D?
I was blown away that last 4 minutes.
defense.
Oh, my goodness. That last 4 minute stretch, I was blown away what Michael Jordan did, honestly.
Yeah, exactly right.
I actually love watching old games. Last night, before I was going to bed, I was watching SportsCenter, and then I pushed the guide, and 2 channels away from ESPN was the NFL Network, and they were showing a Green Bay Packer game against the old San Diego Chargers. So this was Aaron Rodgers against Phillip Rivers, and it was from 2011, and I'm like, I can't believe Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old and 15 years later is still playing in the NFL. And I got caught up watching an entire football game last night from 2011.
Yeah,
I love watching these old games.
I always like watching those old games. But, Cappy, just to finish it off, look, again, I don't want to come across as like this anti-Austin guy, because I feel like that is how it gets perceived, especially when these things get cut up into clips. And I think I'm with you. I think his story is fantastic. I think he's become an excellent player, but there are some limitations. And I think that the only way the Lakers get better, because he is a very good player, is to utilize his eventual contract extension as a tool to get better players that are more necessary for this particular team and the makeup that you'll need with Luka Doncic moving forward.
Well, George, my final thought on this is, as much as I like Austin Reeves and as much as I love his story and as much as I'd love to believe that he could improve in areas where he's weakest, I would say this. It's a business, and it's a cold business. And if you have to use Austin Reeves to get your team championship better, then unfortunately Austin Reeves will have to go. I'm rooting for him to stay. I'm rooting for them to find big men
I'm rooting for
that
him
he
to
can
stay
play
too.
with.
I hope Rob Pelinka figures it out where he's got a back line, because that's what it would take, DeAndre,
Rob
right?
Pelinka, W.
They would need such a versatile, incredible defensive back line to cover for those two guys. That's the only way it works if those two guys are in the backcourt.
Especially in the perimeter, when obviously when Luka Doncic, there's times where he would get blown by and there would be no weak side help. And I mean, yeah, obviously majority of the time, but there would be no weak side help, and there would be no big man to be able to clean it up. A versatile shot blocker who's able to demand the boards and clean up the glass. They need those guys in the back line to be able to rotate and help a lot.
Come on, DeAndre. They got Jackson Hayes. Come on.
Don't do that.
Come on, stop.
No, they don't have Jackson
Stop.
Hayes, actually. So
well, they had Jackson Hayes. How about that?
Don't do that, Cap.
Come on, man.
All right, coming up next, we do a little what you need to know. And finally, I want to find out about fan bushing, because I'm fascinated.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
I don't know. We're going to find out next.
Oh, okay, we'll do that. And I actually, Chappie, I'm going to marry 2 topics that we talked about.
Little topic
You
marriage.
mentioned Aaron Rodgers, and we talked about KD yesterday.
Right.
Who's got more pressure on them next season, KD or Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh,
So how
I
about
like
that?
That's what we call a sassy tease, Cappy.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
I can feel it in my bones.
Big time.
Yeah. Can you feel it, D?
Oh, I feel it. Trust
Oh,
me.
beautiful. That's next. That's Sedano and Cap.
Do you really think you've experienced real sports excitement in your home? It's Mace here, and I'm here to tell you to get off your couch and get into Cosm. Cosm is the ultimate immersive fan experience. The Dome at Cosm, massive 87-foot wraparound display with reserved booth-style seating. The Cosm Hall features wall-to-wall screens where you can watch multiple games at the same time. Incredible food, craft cocktails, beer available throughout Cosm. Go to Cosm.com to see all the sporting events coming up, and now showing The Matrix at Cosm.com.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? Just 9 miles from downtown LA and near the 710 freeway. It's completely reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and upgraded amenities. We're also home to California's largest card room jackpot ever, $3.7 million. New players score $30 in match play when they say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Come see what everyone's talking about.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GGR 001291. GAR 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Hey, it's Mace. In tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down, and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS another day. TRA has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they're experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. Easy to see why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you owe money to the IRS and feel trapped, don't lose hope. Tax relief advocates could reduce or even eliminate your debt. End your tax nightmare today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, 800-575-1482.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
4:02 in the Southland on a live imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Kap, your LA afternoon drive. Take over. Time for what you need to know, Jack.
Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
As I like to say, take it away, Vinny Salenzi.
Thanks, Christopher. Well, Cappy's good buddy from his gutty little Padres, Fernando Tatis.
He's called Tatis.
He filed a lawsuit yesterday against Big League Advance, an attempt to void the future earnings contract that he signed when he was 17 as a minor leaguer. Wow. So basically, long story short, there's this company called Big League Advance where they will give minor league players that they think have something, there's something special, they'll give them an advance of a couple $1 million, and in exchange, they will sign away a percentage of their future earnings. And in Tatis's case, he signed away, he was given $2 million up front in exchange for 10% of his future earnings. Now that he has signed the $340 million contract, he owes those guys $34 million, right? But now he's taking them to court saying, no, I was a young, vulnerable 17-year-old. This is predatory, and I'm suing you guys because I don't think I should have to pay that back. So he filed that lawsuit yesterday, and I'm fascinated by the whole thing because both sides have a case.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it works itself out. I'm also surprised that he did this because, I mean, his dad was a major leaguer. His dad was not like a superstar by any stretch of the imagination. He was more of a, solid player, I would say, even utility guy. But, because he grew up the son of a major leaguer, I'm not, and I don't know the relationship with the father. Cappy, maybe you know better than me, but I just am surprised that was even something that they decided to do.
I'm actually, disgusted by the story. I really am. Listen, when you're 17 years old and you don't know for sure if you're going to be a superstar in Major League Baseball, well, here comes a company that says, hey, look, we'll give you money today because you need it, and you'll pay us back a percentage later on if you make it. Well, George, what happens if he doesn't make it? They don't get their money.
They're out $2 million.
Right. Yeah. So it's an investment. Hey, I'm going to put this money into you. You're now going to have money to go buy a car if that's what you want. If you want to buy mom a house, you can do that too. If you need to hire a trainer and a dietitian and all these other things to make you a major leaguer, you now have the money to do that. And if by chance you become a big-time star and you get a multi-million-dollar contract, you'll eventually pay us back 10%. And the way Tatis has positioned this is, one, it's just not right. How come I have to pay them back so much money? A, because that's what you signed. And B, I'm doing this so they don't screw over other young players that are up and coming. Give me a freaking break. You're not doing this for other people. You're doing this because you don't want to pay the $34 million.
Can we rack, Cappy?
Please rack.
No,
Come on, D. D, I told you, you've got total autonomy to rack when rack is needed.
You've got rack autonomy, basically.
You've got, and this is a rackable rant that I'm on.
This is
right
a rack
now.
attack, actually.
This is awesome. Listen, it's embarrassing.
Well, DeAndre gave me the look like he don't want to rack, so he ain't racking.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Cap,
wait.
you don't
No
think
rack.
that like what the case that his attorney is making is that it's like exploitative and predatory?
How's it
and-
predatory? So he had to have, if he was 17, his parents signed off.
Somebody
on
had
it.
to sign.
Well,
with
that's
him,
what I was going to ask.
Well,
like, what the laws
well,
are.
if he's in the Dominican, I don't know I don't know what the laws are there for that kind of stuff. But
But even still, to say that this is predatory and to say that they're exploiting this kid, here's how I would look at it.
I mean, that part is also true. Two
It
things
is
can
true,
be
but
true at
it's
once.
yeah, exactly. It's a business for them.
But it's also an investment, and it has risk.
Sure.
What happens if the kid is 18 years old and he's got the $2
And
million?
he blows out his knee or something, right?
And he never plays another day.
Right.
I mean, we made an investment in you. You got hurt. You'll never play. We lost the money. On the other hand, we made an investment in you. You used the money to become a major leaguer. You now signed a big-time contract. Good for you. Pay us back our money. What is so hard about this?
Well,
and by the way, when you get $340 million,
Right.
$34 million isn't going to change your life very much.
Right, and you know what he said back then in 2018, like when they did the story on this in The Athletic, he said, quote, "If I'm a successful player and make big money, I'm not going to care about giving that money away. That will be nothing if I make all that big money." Which, I mean, if he's talking about it like that, 5 years ago or 7 years ago, whatever it was, $34 million really isn't that much when you look at how much money you just signed the contract for.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, 340 is not really 340 after he pays his agent and all that stuff. It's probably it's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. It's probably like 140 or something like that, or 150. But then, and he's still going to have $100+ million left over. It's not like it's chump change.
He's also going to be young enough to probably sign another contract.
Definitely sign
before
one
it's
more
done,
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, Scott Boras is saying that.
Right, but then he's going to owe them 10% of that one too, right? Which is what he's probably
because it's future earnings.
right,
all
because
future
that's
earnings.
that's what he's probably trying to get dismissed. Is the next he may have to pay this one, but the next one is what he wants to get dismissed.
Listen, I
Scott
would
Boras
compare
is trying to make a case that like this company is specifically targeting like young Dominican players who don't know any better.
That is a real thing. That absolutely people
Right.
They go to Venezuela and the Dominican and all these countries they do exploit these kids. There's no doubt about that part of it.
I mean, is it exploitation if you get $2 million?
I mean, Cappy, they get these kids there. There's a lot of stuff that you can do reading on it. I don't want to do this like history lesson here,
right.
but there's a lot of crap that happens down there in those.
That's
countries.
all fine. That's all fine. But in this particular case, since we're talking about this particular player, you needed the money. You took the money. If you didn't need the money, you shouldn't have taken the money. Now that you took the money, live up to the contract and pay these people back their money. George, let me ask you something. You have an agent, right?
I do, yes.
That agent takes a percentage of your salary. Does he or she not?
Correct.
Okay, so my agent found me this job essentially at ESPN LA.
No, he didn't. You should just give me that money, to be honest.
You want me to pay you the 10%?
And frankly, I should get a taste too.
And so Chris, yeah.
So
He's a diamond guy.
5% to each
He's
of
more
you
like
fellas.
a cubic zirconia, that guy.
5%. Yeah, I mean, Rick Diamond is Rick cubic zirconia. And listen, all he did was negotiate a contract so that I didn't have to do it on my own. Okay? So he negotiates the contract. We show up every day. We do our jobs every day. And I pay him 10%. And every month when I have to write him a check, which is electronic transfer, I just want everybody to know I don't actually own any checks and I don't physically write checks and put them in snail mail. But every month he gets paid 10%. That, for me, that's a serious chunk of money. For Fernando Tatis, when you're making $340 million, sorry, you're not even going to know it's gone.
Yeah, but he's also paying an agent. He's also paying a lot of things too. But
did you see, Cappy, some of the other guys that also signed these deals with this company? Jazz Chisholm, you got Ellie De La Cruz, Miles Murphy, who's an NFL player, Nolan Smith, who's an NFL player. It'll be interesting to see if these guys like gather together and try and fight this, because he's not the only one who's become successful.
Okay, well,
but I think to Cappy's point, what are they fighting? They signed it. They took the money.
He's basically saying that he was pressured and didn't have the the time or the legal counsel to explain to him the ramifications, blah blah blah. He's basically saying that like he didn't have the right, he wasn't in the right place to sign the contract. They should have never given him this contract anyway, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen,
they're calling it like an illegal
We'll
loan.
see what the court
Good luck
system
to him.
says.
Yeah, good luck to him. Listen, there's $34 million on the line. Good luck to him. But the company that is out the $2 million that they already gave him.
It was $1 million, according to this report I'm reading here.
Okay. Other reports have said, too. That's been the story that I've been reading all day, is that they gave him $2 million, and he took that money. Hey, look, back in the old days, let me tell you
journalism
something.
Cappy over there.
Yeah. Listen, back in the old days, let me tell you something. An agent would come to a player and say, I want to sign you, and I'm going to give you money, and I'm going to hire a trainer, and I'm going to hire a nutritionist. I'm going to do everything I can do to get you to the NFL. I'm using that as an example. And if there was no agreement in place, the agent was just using money to get these players to sign with them, and then all of a sudden the player decides to fire the agent, there was really no recourse for the agent. This sounds like a legal document that said, hey, look, we're investing in you. You're taking the money. When you make it, and hopefully you do, you'll make a lot of money. Pay us back.
It sounds like they think they have a case, and from what I've read, I think they might, because they're arguing that it was an illegal loan, masqueraded as an investment deal. They weren't licensed with, they violated California consumer protection laws, and they're not licensed as a lender and all this stuff. Which,
see, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Well, listen, I would say this. At this point, when you're Tatis, if you've got
Look at that
kind
Lindsay
of money,
journalism over there.
Lindsay journalism.
Well, I just think it's fascinating because there was a Guardians player, Francisco Mejia, he signed this too back when Tatis did. And he did not end up making anywhere near. His career earnings were like $4 million. And I remember he sued them too a couple years ago. And
right.
he
why?
didn't win it.
You know why? You know why he sued them?
Because he didn't
want to pay back the money.
Right, exactly.
Right. Hey, I'm sorry, I only made $4 million, and of my $4 million, I got to pay you guys $400,000. That doesn't seem fair.
Well, he
that's the
basically
contract
said
he
that
signed.
he didn't speak English, and they took advantage of that, and blah 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 blah. And
I mean, Cappy, that does happen
Right.
too.
Right.
Like that
think
part
they
of
had
it is
somebody to speak
absolutely
Spanish?
1,000% true. Like they a lot of
prey on those kids.
These guys go down there
don't
to
see
these
it.
poor countries and they take advantage of people because they don't know how to read the language, they don't understand legalese, and they know, they get tipped off by scouts like, this guy's going to be great. He's the son of this guy who used to play, and like all that stuff happens in a very sleazy way. So let's not make out these guys to be angels either, investors either.
I don't know these guys. I literally do not know them. I don't know their names.
One of them is Paul D. Podesta. He's one of the investors in the company.
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me.
Exactly.
Paul D. Podesta. And by the way, doesn't he work for the Cleveland Browns?
Sure does.
Yeah.
And nobody knows exactly
And he was
what
a
he
former
does.
MLB front office guy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
He's
So
what's his
that's
name
why
in
they're able
Moneyball.
to identify who's going to be good and who's not.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know what would be an interesting thing to do is to find out who is the person who runs this company, and find out. I'd love to talk to these guys and see what it is that they do.
I don't think they're coming on here before the court hearing happens, if I had to guess. But maybe if you want to chase them, go right ahead.
Well, let me tell you something. This is not new, just so we're all clear. I mean, this is not
of
new
course.
at all.
Right,
This
I
has been
remember
going
when we
back for a
talked
long
about
time
it.
now.
Yeah, like when I think he signed the deal or something, or when he signed his contract, it was brought back up again.
But I remember many years ago, I had a friend of mine, and he told me, he goes, yeah, I invested in a boxer. And I go, what do you mean you invested in a boxer? He goes, yeah, there's this guy, and we think he's going to become the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's poor, and he doesn't have any money. So we hired a trainer, and we hired a nutritionist, and we got him a membership at the gym, and all these things, and we're putting all this money into the guy, corner men, cut men, and when he wins prize money, he pays us back. We're investing in him. He's a person, but he's also an asset.
It's just like the show on Apple Plus, Stick.
I haven't seen Stick.
Yes.
Owen Wilson invests in a golfer.
That
and
would be true, yes.
He gives him money, and he puts him on tour or on the amateur tour, and he says to the mom, I'm going to give you this much money up front. I'll pay for the travel, this, and this, and then you're going to give me, I think it was like 25% of his future earnings.
That's the reason why I missed Game 3.
Because you were watching Stick?
Yep.
Did you like it? I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
I'm not caught up yet.
That was
Funch. Did you
that was
did you
well
watch
done,
the
Funch. That
did
was
you watch the
brilliantly
entire
timed.
season? Entire season.
It was
in
like
one sitting?
3 or 4 episodes or whatever.
So
yeah.
they gave
Episodes,
You, so they
nice.
give you they gave you 3 episodes up front, and now it's become weekly. And it's and I got sucked in. I've watched.
Cappy, by the way, it is $2 total million, but 2 different payments of $1 million.
Got it.
Oh, so we're finally Journalism George. We're finally going to get to fan bushing next, and also the tease that Sedano posed.
We're still fan bushing?
I really want to find out about fan bushing.
I don't even know what it is,
we're just going to keep this going on all year. All year.
And maybe all year.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But let me tell you about,
tell us about Jacob.
Jacob, he was in studio earlier today. And by the way, if you get into an accident, it's very simple. Just call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. And you know what? I was stuck in traffic the other day. Classic LA stuff, right? You're sitting there, and in front of me, a big, bright yellow billboard from Jacob and Ronnie that read, "Smile, it's free." Such a simple message. But in that moment, I needed it because, I was like, man, I'm stuck in this traffic. And that's exactly what Jacob does. Even before you call him, he's thinking about you. Even if you're injured in an accident, you're stressed, okay? You're dealing with some pain, maybe. Maybe you're even overwhelmed. I mean, that happens, certainly. Jacob is the kind of attorney who will help take the weight off your shoulders, from helping you get the medical care you need, to dealing with the insurance adjusters, to making sure your case is handled the right way. Jacob's got you. And he's been doing it for nearly 30 years, and he's respected by his peers and feared by the insurance companies. So if you get into an accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you, because when you call an attorney, you want one who's respected. And you call Jacob because he's the real deal. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com. Jacob's a proud sponsor and partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. And make sure you follow Call Jacob on Instagram and Facebook for prizes, insight, and more.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, where vapes are anti-aging. Because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke.
$710, powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers. And your home of Lakers basketball in the Southland is 710 ESPN.
If you've been thinking about selling your home and you've heard about Seller's Advantage on the radio or seen them around town, you might be a little skeptical, wondering if they're just another shady company trying to take advantage. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes from sellers in Southern California for over 20 years. They hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and there's a reason they have some of the best reviews in town. Seller's Advantage will make you a competitive cash offer that can match what you'd end up with after paying for expensive repairs and agent commissions without the hassle of listing your home. Plus, they take pride in buying on your terms. If you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a no-obligation offer. 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747. Or, better yet, go to their website, sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey everybody, it's Cap, and I want to talk to you about what I always tell you is my absolute favorite app on my phone, and that is Prize Picks. I want you to download the Prize Picks app, use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make your first $5 play, get $50 instantly. The code is CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Now look, basketball season may be over, and I know it's going to be a crazy offseason, but wait a second. There's so much action happening on Prize Picks because baseball is now taking center stage. So if it's strikeouts or RBIs or first inning runs, you make your call. It's more or less, and you have a chance to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. And Prize Picks invented something that I always like to play, the flex play, which means you can still make money. You can cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. So again, download the Prize Picks app. Use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play. Get $50 instantaneously. Prize Picks. Run your game.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia. Puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh. Did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
421 on a live imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Kap.
Step by step.
Oh, yes, indeed, baby. On this day in 1990, the number one hit, NKOTB. New Kids on the Block, Step by Step, Cappy.
Yeah.
Today is also National Relationship Equity Day.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Cappy, how much equity do you have in your relationship?
Well, I will tell you right now, George. Going into Terranea on Friday
has created more equity for you.
It was. I was in the dog house. I was in the dog house, dog. Yeah. But a weekend at Terranea, a whole bunch of adult pool time, a lot of great drinks.
Yeah. What does that mean, adult pool time? Is that different than like
they
a
have
normal
the kids'
pool?
pools. They have.
Oh, they do.
And adult pools. Yeah.
Pools for families, and then they have pools for people like us that are like, we don't want to hear your kids screaming.
Oh, okay.
So we went.
Those are amazing. Great idea.
Like in Vegas, the adult pools are topless. That was not the case at Terranea.
Cappy, I would have, again, I told you yesterday. Had you told me you were there, I would have.
No, you
stopped through. For
no,
a second.
you would not have.
Well, you know what he asked me to do, Chris?
George. You would have been like, "Ooh, NBA Finals, busy."
No.
I was already in town for 30 hours.
You know what he told me yesterday?
Hours.
He goes, dude. He goes, if I would have known you were at Terranea,
I needed a coach.
I would have asked you to be my assistant coach on Mateo's basketball team.
Yeah, we needed another coach.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Cappy saying that to Rachel. Hey, I got to leave for a few hours to be assistant coach on Sedano on Mateo's team. Oh, that would have been amazing.
And as for relationship equity,
that would have been
relationship equity today, I'd have zero.
You'd have negative equity.
Exactly. I'd have been.
Cappy,
I'd no longer be in a relationship.
You know what this is right here?
Tell me that's your flu medication.
Zafluza.
Oh, and he's putting it in his mouth right now. He's putting down a little bit of water.
36 hours, I'll be good.
He's swallowing Zafluza.
Yeah.
Cap, why did you lose all of your relationship equity?
Well, it involves a lot of things, and we don't want to get into them.
Oh, okay.
Suffice it to say, Lindsay, baseball.
Is this similar to your TSA being revoked situation?
A lot of my equity was revoked just because my schedule sucks. And,
oh man.
And I'm
you have a
traveling all the
job.
damn time.
All right.
Multiple jobs.
Anyway, well, hey, now my equity is good. I got high equity right now.
Okay, before we get to the KD Aaron Rodgers thing,
go to the. What was
I want to know about teens that are fan-bushing their parents and what it means.
Fan-bushing.
Fan-bushing. What does it mean, Lindsay?
Well, I asked Cap today if he ever gets fan-bushed.
And what does that mean?
And I
explained.
think
about the word. Think about the word ambushed, but then think about the F in front. Fan-bushed.
You know how nowadays, especially Gen Z, they love to track each other and share each other's locations.
Right.
But families, Cap is big on tracking in his family. We all know that.
Right.
And I guess these younger kids, Gen Z kids and kids, Cappy's age, they'll stalk their parents or their siblings or whoever on their tracking apps, and then they'll see where they are, and they'll be like, okay, Cap's at Starbucks right now. He'll have Julia text them and be like, oh, hey, I see you're at Starbucks. Can you pick me up? Blah 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 blah.
I can't do it.
Or they'll show up, they'll see, oh, you're at the grocery store. I'm gonna show up and make you buy me, fill my cart up and make you buy me my stuff.
Or worse. How about you're at a fancy restaurant? You and your lady, and then all of a sudden your family fan-bushes you, and they show up at that place. It happens to me, not that, but it happens to me a lot where, all of a sudden I'll get a text from my son. I'll be like, hey, I see where you are right now. Can you bring me home something?
Are you kidding me?
That's what I said. I didn't know it was a thing, and I asked my nephew. He does it to my sister all the time.
Oh, my God.
You guys have never been fan-bushed?
No.
I do that to my wife
I
all the time.
don't track anyone. So.
Usually it's first of all, my kids are not old enough to do that, but I'm saying I don't know, if let's just say, for example, that were the case, if I was going to a restaurant, I would just be like, hey, we're here. Do you want anything for us to bring back? Like, why wouldn't you just offer?
I'm here.
No, but wait, Funchy, you say that you fambush your wife.
Yeah, I mean, she lets me see where she is, and she's at like a nice restaurant or someplace I like. I mean, yeah, can you bring me home something, please?
Now, do you share your location with her?
No, I don't. Never.
Wait, what?
Get out of here.
Punch.
Get out of here. She shares her location. You
Equal
don't share yours?
location
Hey, when's she
tracking.
going to find me at home on the couch all the time? That's what it is.
Yeah, rubbing your cat?
Maybe.
She'd see that you were on the red carpet at the BET Awards, you know?
Oh, she didn't see that one yet.
Yeah.
Fambushing. It's a real thing, Chris.
Okay.
I
don't
guess.
know. I've never been fanbushed.
I've never
so.
been fambushed.
Oh, you're going to get fambushed.
No, I'm
George.
not.
Cap,
Well,
how many
Sedano
times
might, but-
have you been fambushed by your family this week?
Oh
by
my
your children?
Well, I would say it happens. I'm not joking around. I'm telling you, it happens every single week. Where my son or it doesn't matter. Any of my kids will be like, "Hey, I see where you are. Can you bring this home?" You know, like, "Hey, I see you're getting a sandwich at Jersey
Yeah,
Mike's."
but you know what I would say?
What? Tell me.
And I feel like Rachel has said this to you too.
Tell me.
Scott.
You do have an issue with boundaries. I
Yes,
feel
he
like.
does.
What boundaries?
Like
What are
Exactly.
those?
Like when he shares food with me and he goes too far.
There are times when Chris and I have gone through the boundaries, like the
Well, I'm
hand
talking about
roll.
your kids though too. To some extent.
Oh, I was talking about
No,
the
the hand roll.
Bicycle
The hand
Casino.
roll might have gone too far.
Hand roll may have the hand. You talk about relationship equity day after the hand roll at the
Are you
Park West
serious,
Bicycle
though? I mean,
Casino.
come on,
we
it's just
we,
a bit. Who
we
That's
lost
what-
a lot.
Listen, I'm just gonna say, Cappy's not the only one that might have lost some equity too.
Really?
Okay, I had to go to Pacific Palms on the weekend because of the hand roll fucking event.
We were
Dump
both
that.
so in the doghouse.
I might have said the F word. I don't know. Did I?
Oh my God!
Don't know,
Is
but
the
we
F
dumped
word?
it.
Is the F word fambush?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, by the way, Pacific Palms was great over the weekend. But listen.
That's where I'm going next.
We'll talk about that. I got to do a live read for them before the day's over. But yeah, sometimes Cappy and I go too far with the bits, and that's okay. Listen, I will gladly go to Pacific Palms anytime if it means eating more hand rolls with you, Cappy. But I think, I think
Same.
our hand roll days might be. We just got to cool down a little bit.
Yeah. I think we're better off with 22-inch glizzies.
Gives us a little space.
Right.
Hey, listen, you know what? Why you guys can just? I think for the bit, you guys will go and do what you need to do because you'll do it again if you need to. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just the reality of, and that's what the significant others need to understand. Much like Tyrese Halliburton, when asked if he would play Game 6 and 7 again, he said, "I do it every time." You guys would do the hand roll every time.
No, that is true.
Because we're like Tyrese Halliburton in that, hey, this is Game 7. We don't know when we're going to be here again. We don't know. We don't know when we're going to be back at the Park West Bicycle Casino sharing hand rolls. We don't know that.
Correct.
We assume that we can go anytime we want to.
Yes.
But that assumption, you never know if you're going to get back to that championship. And I would do it every single time.
Now, before we get to the break in Radio Tinder, Sedano posed the question. It seems like 7 segments ago, but it was only 2 segments ago.
But let's just save that for 5 o'clock.
Oh, you want to save that?
Yeah, let's just save it. Yeah,
So-
because that's why I made the Halliburton comment. So I figured it just kind of we can at least twist in some sports there. Yeah.
So you just dropped a little
You just
sports.
dropped
on
in
us.
sports.
Well,
you just
yeah,
sprinkled
because
in.
Halliburton said he would do it again.
Right.
You know, he'd play Game 7 again.
We'll sprinkle.
In this situation, you guys would do the hand roll again, despite all the grief you've
Oh
taken.
no, we're doing the hand roll again at some point. That's happening.
Despite the grief that we received.
Right.
Hey, Chris, you know what we should do? Next time we decide we're
By the
gonna
way,
share...
you opened the door to this.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
for the record, I did
know.
not bring it up. You
Hey,
opened the door.
Next time we
the
decide to
door
share
opener,
some
Captain?
food, you ready? Next time we decide to do something that hurts relationship equity, okay?
Yeah.
We should say, hey, we're going to do this, but before we actually do
pre-sell it, you mean?
right? Then we'll have weekends planned, so that when we catch crap, we'll be like, yes, I know that was not cool, but we're going to Terranea this weekend, or we're going to Pacific Palms this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like you've really thought this out.
Oh,
quite
I'm
a
just
bit.
thinking it out right now. I'm workshopping it right now as we speak.
You're going to make one of those coupon books, like trading in like a favor.
So here's what I did, Cappy. So next to Pacific Palms, when you get up to 60, there's a Krispy Kreme there, and I don't eat donuts very often, especially nowadays. But I said, hey, I need some coffee. Why don't we stop by the Krispy Kreme? And just to stick it in, I said, you know what would be great as a bit in the future?
Oh,
That
no, you
Cappy
did
and I
not.
share one of these glazed Krispy Kremes. And that really stung things up, and I wanted to do that.
Hey, but we're going to Pacific Palms. We're on our way, babe.
Yeah, I already paid for the spa day. We're good.
Oh, relationship equity. I got a lot right now.
And you know where we're going to stay next? The Park West Bicycle Casino, where the rooms are absolutely beautiful. We just stayed there a few weeks ago when we were there for our first ever Cappy Blackjack tournament. Cappy, people need to go up and say, you know what? ESPN LA and Scott Kaplan sent me. Give me that $30 in Cappy money, baby.
That's right. New players, you get $30 in match play when you sign up at the player reward desk. You walk in, you go, hey, Cappy sent me. And they go, okay, 10, 20, 30. And they give you these, like, coupons. And there I am. I'm pointing right at you. Like, hey, brother, I'm so glad you came here to the Park West Bicycle Casino. And while you're there, let me just mention this to you. Park West is home to California's largest card room jackpot ever, at $3.7 million. So come on out and let's get you a little piece of that pie. Also, today is Tuesday, which means that tomorrow is Wednesday. Miércoles, George. Tomorrow, it's the big Wednesday blackjack tournament, and you can see where LA comes out to compete. Come test your skills. Let's see what you got. So whether it's blackjack or baccarat or poker, anything you want to play, come on out and experience the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino, LA's premier destination for table game action. And when you get there, oh, it smells so good when you pull up to the valet and you walk into that lobby. You're going to be blown away by what they have done at the Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
I mean, we can do it with AI.
Easy with the AI.
I'm just saying, you're afraid of AI? It's coming. You better get in front of it.
We all should be afraid of AI.
You better get in front of it now.
Yeah. Weekday mornings at 9 a.m., it's Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Hey, guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer. The sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know, here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together: enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Do you really think you've experienced real sports excitement in your home? It's Mace here, and I'm here to tell you to get off your couch and get into Cosm. Cosm is the ultimate immersive fan experience. The Dome at Cosm, massive 87-foot wraparound display with reserved booth-style seating. The Cosm Hall features wall-to-wall screens where you can watch multiple games at the same time. Incredible food, craft cocktails, beer available throughout Cosm. Go to Cosm.com to see all the sporting events coming up, and now showing The Matrix at Cosm.com.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes, but when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Ah, yes, 4:34 in the Southland. A live Imaging Tuesday, Sedano and Kap. Radio Tinder time. We'd like to play a TV theme. On this day in 1981, the final episode of Charlie's Angels was aired on ABC. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers. And they're coming in studio. Shia.
I know, on Thursday.
Yeah, the Hernandez Wholesale Flooring.
Thank God I took the Zafluza. I'll be good in 36 hours.
The Zafluza. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, F-L-O-O-R, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Before I say take it away, producer Lindsay, pot up the music. Because I asked DeAndre, I said, what you know about Charlie's Angels?
You don't know nothing about no Charlie's Angels.
We should do a bit called DeAndre's Angels. And he said, no, I know Charlie's Angels. He was talking about the movie.
I was thinking about the movie, yeah.
Not the TV show.
Now, the original Charlie's Angels, though, you had Farrah Fawcett.
Yes.
You had Jacqueline Smith.
Yeah.
And Kate Jackson.
Yes.
Who was your favorite of the Angels? Because everybody had posters on their wall back
then.
then.
Farrah Fawcett was the
most
famous poster, right?
Yeah.
I, for some reason, had a hang up for Kate Jackson.
Not surprising.
Just like in
Kinda your
Three's
look?
Company. In
Yeah.
Three's Company, I also liked Janet DeWitt.
Well, you seem to
Was
like
that her name? Joyce DeWitt.
more brunette type style. And nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
I mean, listen, I loved Farrah Fawcett, though. I had that poster that every kid had.
Oh, you did have that
on
poster?
their wall. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, right next to my Joe Montana poster.
Well, beautiful. I love that.
Joe Montana, Farrah Fawcett. Hey, what's this guy going to do with his life? Well,
You know, producer Lindsay Baseball once had a Baker Mayfield poster in her wall.
No, I didn't.
I know. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
I did have a Baker Mayfield dog jersey for Chewy, though.
Oh,
or, I mean, Sam. It was Sam, my old dog.
I mean,
not
you can
Chewy.
still have one at just the Bucks.
I gave it to my uncle because he still loves Baker, and he lives in Florida, so.
There we
hey,
go.
Lindsay, guess
What?
what today is?
What's
Since you're
today?
talking about your dog,
Mhm.
today is Jack the Frenchie's 11th birthday.
Oh, happy
Wow.
birthday, Jack the Frenchie.
Yep. He's 11.
Did you get him some veneers?
No,
Did
we
you get
just-
did you get him some oatmeal or something to gum as a treat?
Some ice cream. Right. His dog has lost so many teeth. When he goes to bite Chris on the ankles, he's just gumming him.
No, he went right for my ankles when I walked in the house.
Right.
And then he went to the Schwans.
Right.
When I
And
sat
the
down.
good news is he ain't got no teeth to bite the Schwans.
No, he's not like Chewy with that thick paw. Chewy
Yeah.
hits that. Oh, my gosh.
Right, like a heavy bag or like
Oh,
a speed
yeah.
bag.
Cap, did you give Jack the Frenchie some ice cream? Because you should.
Oh, we are. We got a whole thing going on. We got a whole birthday party for this dog
Have
tonight.
you ever seen your dog get brain freeze?
I have.
Listen, my nephew, when he was little, used to look up these silly cat videos, and there's one, I just sent it to Funch the other day, as a matter of fact, it's like cats getting brain freeze, and they're like licking the ice cream, and then all of a sudden their face, it's so funny.
Sometimes if you watch this show on YouTube during the afternoon, you could watch Cappy get brain freeze when Sedano's going in depth.
Right.
You know?
Right. Like when Sedano brings up like the New Orleans Pelicans and the moves that they're making and what it could mean to the future of the Pelicans, that is total brain freeze for me.
I will say this, since you brought it up, I'm genuinely curious to see if they actually move off of Zion.
That was Cap getting brain freeze.
Right, I'm showing everybody on YouTube my brain freeze. Look.
Nobody, honestly, if we're being serious, nobody would have had. There was probably. Is he the American with the most hype coming into a draft since Cooper Flagg? Like now that Cooper Flagg is that next guy? Like when was the last? Because we had a lot of international guys go number one.
Yeah.
I mean, Zion. Remember when the Zion blew out of his shoe at Duke?
Yeah, of course.
That thing was the most viral thing that happened that year. I felt like
Yeah.
in sports.
I mean, everybody thought
crazy.
that Zion would be the next LeBron just because he got the size, the bulk.
He had the NBA by the coconuts, and it just has not worked out in a way that is honestly surprising.
That was a little brain freeze for me. Right
Radio Tinder time. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
You know, this button in here is a little messed up. We need
It's
to
a little
fix-
sticky?
Yeah.
Tulsa.
Fix the button.
Well,
Okay.
I'll add that to the list.
All right. Add it to the long, ever-growing list.
Well, no, we got a lot of work to do before the fall.
So,
What's happening this fall?
Keep listening for details.
So I was talking to my mom over the weekend, and she was telling me how she went and bought strawberries at like one of those roadside stands.
Oh yeah, like a farmer.
Yes.
Like a
farmer's
like
market?
stand.
And it
Yeah.
said pay what you want, and she said she didn't know what to leave, so she just left them $5, and
All
she
right.
took one little pint of strawberries, and I was like, she's like, do you think that's enough? And I was like, yeah, I think that's fine. But like, it had me thinking, I don't know if I know that there's places like that around here once you get into the little farmer stands, stuff like that. It had me wondering, like, how do you determine what is enough in these situations? Because
Well, if you go to the grocery store and you buy like a bushel of strawberries or whatever
what?
it is,
A what of strawberries?
a bushel.
I don't know.
okay.
I guess that's what
I
they're
thought,
called.
thought you said something else, brother. Sorry.
I feel like they're in that range, like $4 or $5. You know,
Depends. Do you get the long extended rectangular bushel or do you get the short square bushel?
Right, the little green thing.
Like the little green pine.
By the way, it is the proper way to describe it. I just looked it up. It is a bushel of strawberries.
Oh,
that is a lot of pressure, though, Lindsay.
Because
when they say
you want to
pay
get
what
a deal,
you want,
but you don't want to like rip them off. You want to make sure they're getting their money's worth. But obviously, they don't care that much. Otherwise, they'd be out there with a price, right?
I think it's a smart strategy because if they said $5, most people would just say, "Hey, here's your $5. Now give me my bushel." Okay, but by them saying, "Pay what you think it's worth," you know what happens? You wind up overpaying. It's a psychological game. Oh, $5 is probably the right amount. Maybe I should give them $10 so they don't think I'm some cheapskate. And that's where I'm at. You hear that, Debbie? Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, but $10 for like one bush, like one thing of strawberries, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna ask. Keep going. I'm gonna ask my wife. She always stops at this like a little strawberry farmer stand thing and gets like 3 of those little green baskets. So I'm gonna ask her how much that costs.
square though.
Yeah,
ask her what. Wait. Ask her these questions. Ask her what they cost per bushel,
right?
And ask her how much she pays. Okay. Because she may actually give a little gratuity also,
right? Hold on,
to the organic farmer
well,
that had to do all that work.
Say. Like when I used to go to the farmers market in Marina Del Rey all the time, it's funny because like some people you haggle with them a little if it's the end of the day and you want to get a deal, and then other people it's just like here, you want them, you see they're not busy or something, or you feel bad, and it's like a little kid, and you're like, oh, here's an extra couple bucks, Yeah,
I had a situation somewhat similar to this past weekend. As I've mentioned 5,000 times, it was Rubber Rachel's birthday. So when we returned on Sunday, she has a friend who's a chef. And I said to the friend, would you come over to the house and do like a dinner for her and her parents and her kids and everything else? And she said, sure. So she sent me the receipts. She said, okay, I spent $300 on all this food. And I said, oh, that was so great. And I actually sent her $400. And she's like, oh, you don't have to give me any extra money. I'm like, no, you went to the store, you picked it up, you came over, you did the cooking, your time, your gas. Like, it wasn't a lot of money. Like, if she could have charged me $500 for catering. So I just gave her extra money because I thought that was like the nice, right thing to do.
It is.
But I'm not sure that I did Did I give enough? Did I not give enough? Was it insulting? I don't know.
If I were you, I would have wondered that exact thing myself. I would have been like, is 100 enough? Because really, she could get 500, but if she could get 500, she would ask 500,
Sedano's back now.
Yeah,
right, George,
so
what's the story?
It's 3 pounds worth of strawberries, so it's actually more than just those 3 little green things because it does kind of overflow. So they weigh it. 3 pounds of strawberries for $24.
$24. What does she give? Woo.
She gives $25.
Well, yeah,
25.
because they're giving you a price, so they're not saying pay what
it's
you want.
It's a set price.
Yeah, they're weighing it.
Yeah,
right. See, that's why these people are so smart. Pay what you want. It's a psychological game. They're trying to get you to pay more.
People who just are like, I only have $1 on me today, and then that doesn't make up for the people that give you extra.
No.
All right, Funchy has one.
Funchy, how much do you pay for strawberries? No, it was a joke. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I
don't buy the strawberries.
He fanbushes his wife. Hey, are you at that strawberry stand?
Yeah, can you buy me some strawberries? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Today, before I came here, I made a sandwich for myself, but I only had the heels of the bread to use. The heel. You guys know what the heel is?
Did you toast it?
Oh,
I did not.
No, toasted heel is good.
Yeah, toasted heel's fine.
Most people throw the heel away, and I ate it, and it was delicioso. So I am a heel eater.
Okay.
So do you guys?
Well, it's like, do you like it if you have like a loaf of bread?
Yeah.
Like, like a French bread. Do you eat the butt?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
I don't.
Yeah. So do you guys?
You eat that butt? Okay,
I love it.
good.
The heel, the butt, all of it. All those. Yes.
He eats the butt
So
of the bread.
I'm not afraid to say I'm a heel eater. You guys heel eaters when it comes to bread?
Sometimes you guys gotta eat it, man.
Sometimes you just gotta eat that heel. Sometimes you got
we
certain
call it
kind of
krumka,
bread.
where I come from.
DeAndre ain't into that though.
Yeah.
Ain't into that now.
Yeah,
Funchy, I'm going to tell you something right now.
Listen.
I don't eat the heel. I don't
Really?
do it,
Throw
man.
it out? Come on,
I don't
man.
do it.
Heel's good, Funchy. I'm with
If you toast it, it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't
agreed,
eat
but
I won't eat an untoasted heel.
No, but a toasted heel is good.
You can't make peanut butter and jelly with
Yeah,
the
you
ends.
can, if you had to.
Ugh.
Yeah, you could.
Ugh.
You can if you had to. Put them
Funch, are you telling me there were only 2 pieces of bread and they were both the heels?
Well,
so that meant-
technically there was 4. I had to leave 2 for my wife because I made her
Okay.
a sandwich, and I had
Okay.
to take the bad bread.
Oh, that's so nice
Yeah.
of you, Funch, because instead of evenly splitting the one good,
You know
the
what?
two good,
I didn't even think about that, Lindsay.
yeah, you took the bad ones for yourself, Funch. That's so
I didn't
sweet of
think
you.
about that.
You
but that
are a
means
good
you
guy,
guys ate the
Funch.
bread from the middle, really. Like you went past the butt or
Everybody
past the
goes
heel.
past it.
Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
I wanted my wife to have the good part, and me to have
What
the
kind of
bad.
bread?
It was like some kind of nature's wonder. Something
yeah.
Oh, yeah? It's nice bread.
No, it is nice.
Nature's best. I'm sorry, nature's best. That's
Nature's
what it's
best.
So
Hey,
nature's best is actually recommended because it's got low sodium.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Wheat. Really good.
Well, that was very nice of you.
Yeah, what kind of sandwich was it?
It was a ham and turkey sandwich.
Ham and
little
turkey.
musty, little mustard, little mayonnaise, some cheddar cheese.
Oh,
nice sandwich.
Trudell
Fudge.
would not like that.
Yeah.
Nice
But you know what?
sandwich.
This Nature's Best kind of bread that we bought, it was like a miniature type of bread. Not like a regular size bread. It was like a miniature.
Oh, the smaller
The
smaller
smaller slices actually.
Like a square.
You get the sensation of holding it and eating a sandwich, but not as much bread.
Yes, it sucked.
Okay.
Yes.
I understand.
Well, Trudell's a smaller size. So
He likes the butt too.
Yeah.
All right.
Go to break.
Oh, God.
you got another one, Wins?
Cappy, you a freak, man.
Exactly.
I mean,
For
I
real.
do. Would you like me to do another?
Yeah, you might want to finish on something on a high note.
All right.
We want to cover up what Cappy just did.
All right. So, Caitlin Clark has joined the growing list of millionaire athletes who call themselves cheap because she admitted over the weekend that when she had to pay extra for Wi-Fi on the plane, she doesn't want to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was $10, and she said, we're going to be in the air. I download my stuff ahead of time just in case we don't have Wi-Fi, because if we don't, I'm not paying for it. So I know George probably has that included in his contract or something, my guess. Or he has, like, for all the frequent flyer miles to never have to pay for Wi-Fi. But do you guys pay for Wi-Fi on a plane? Swipe left or swipe right?
I do. I mean, on Delta, I don't have to, and Americans doing that too. If you're like whatever, if you have their status thing next year, starting in 26, you don't have to pay. But yeah, I pay for sure, especially if it's a long flight.
I think you guys are not going to be surprised what I'm about to say. I would never pay for the Wi-Fi on a plane.
Exactly.
Because you can get the free, which is the messaging, right? So I can use, I can text everybody I want to text. And I just am like, you know what?
But
I'm not
who's, like,
paying for
just
the Wi-Fi.
texting on
Yeah,
the
but then it's
plane?
going to be green. It's going to be green.
But you don't want to use it to, like, stream a movie or
No,
yeah,
I'm
but you
gonna-
don't. But then you're green on everybody's thing.
I'm taking a book with me. I'm going to
Really?
find
You
other
take
things
books?
to do.
Are
Yeah.
you going to take a book when you leave on your early flight tomorrow?
Yeah, I have a book right
What
here. I
book?
just bought it.
Let's see.
I just bought it. I haven't gotten into it yet. It's called Obviously Awesome: How to Nail Product Positioning So Customers Get It, Buy It, and Love It. And so it's a business book. I like to read all this businessy stuff. And so I'm planning on reading this book.
So
on
you
the
just
plane.
did product placement right there.
With the book about
For the
product.
book.
Their book,
placement.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
For
exactly.
the book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
obviously it was
Clever.
awesome. Yeah.
All right, that's Radio Tinder. Thanks to the crazy Hernandez brothers.
Wait, I want to know if Funch pays for Wi-Fi.
Oh, go ahead, Funch.
He ain't
No,
paying
I
for
don't.
no Wi-Fi.
I didn't think so. I was
I'm
just
like
curious.
happy.
That's my brother right
Download
there.
everything before I get on that plane.
Yeah.
Skate.
Okay. The Crazy Hernandez brothers, they're going to be in studio Thursday to say hi to Sedano. Sha. You can visit them at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale, or call 866-62-4 at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Okay. Cappy, Sedano, this is where you guys join in.
Oh, I thought that's where DeAndre was going directly to
I
break.
thought maybe we would tease something.
Oh, I thought DeAndre was
I'm
going directly
sure.
to break myself. That's what I thought.
What's going on?
All right. So, Cal, why don't you go to break
Oh,
now?
actually, you know what? There is something I want to talk about that I feel like Cappy would be interested in. It's a joint venture between the Dodgers and Lakers. How about that?
I like
Okay,
it. I like
okay.
it. Let's do that next on Sedano and Cap.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco.
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the industry's idea of a healthier tomorrow, where vapes are deemed safer. Never mind, they can contain cancer-causing arsenic and lead. And they're anti-aging, because you're more likely to die younger from a stroke. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the deadliest industry can rebrand itself as your friend.
Emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Is it time to sell your home? Whether you're downsizing, moving, or inheriting a property, call Seller's Advantage. With decades of experience, they offer custom cash solutions and can close in days. No repairs, no agents, no hassle, just a great offer that gives you peace of mind. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com. Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CAR to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CAR to 42424. That's CAR to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Sedano's favorite. Nothing like when we played the King, yo. 4:52. LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. Sedano and Cap on a Live Imaging Tuesday. The reason why we're playing a little Elvis, because on this day in 2022, the movie Elvis was released in theaters. You know Sedano loves Elvis.
Tom Hanks. It's a good movie. Tom Hanks played the bad guy, played the colonel.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Gosh, I as you said that, I'm like, did I see that movie? Yes, I did.
Is his name Colonel Sanders? It's not Colonel Sanders, right?
No, Colonel Sanders is the Kentucky.
I know that, but I mean, I thought it was really Colonel Sanders, too.
Remember when Norm Macdonald played Colonel Sanders and you're like, wait, what happened here? How did that happen?
Oh, here comes the big. It builds up. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah, come on. I'm caught in a trap. Yeah. Go, Chris, go. I can't go. Yeah, walk out. Yeah. Because I love you
too much, baby.
Wait, Funch, you really thought it was Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Parker, that's it. Colonel Parker.
I thought you were joking.
What you doing to me, Rachel, with all these rules?
Guy, you guys know that I'm the old guy of the show, and I can remember being a kid. I'm talking like 6, 7 years old, and watching Elvis Presley on TV with my grandmother in one of those big-ass TVs that sat on the floor and was like a piece of furniture around it. Like that, D, you don't know nothing about no Elvis, and you know nothing about no TV pre-cable.
Yeah, you don't know about those big TVs.
Yeah,
Whoa,
you don't know.
I don't know what I said.
Let's slow down a little bit. I do know.
You know about big TVs?
I do know about big TVs and stuff like that. And
When
I do
you used
know
to take
about
like
Elvis.
3 people to move them?
Yes, for sure. Yes, we used to have a lot of them
Like
in the
the
household.
TV consoles.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
so my grandparents, they're no longer with us, God rest their souls. When their TV finally crapped out in their big console that they have, it took up like, that whole window, that whole side of the wall.
Right.
They had my brother put in a flat screen because they wanted to keep it. And I was
really?
just like, really?
So you put the flat screen on top of the console?
He put it inside.
Oh,
like
he put it
He
inside.
found one that fit inside
Wow.
the console, took the tube TV out, and put the flat screen in because
Right.
they wanted
amazing.
to keep it.
Dude,
That's
it was
amazing.
a piece of furniture.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, it
And
had
by
all,
the way,
like, the
now all of
pictures
our
on it.
TVs are up on the wall. You're looking up. Back then, they used to sit on the floor.
Yeah, and
Seriously,
you look down.
Down at it, right?
Yeah.
As I was sitting on my grandmother's couch with all the plastic wrapping that thing up.
Same.
God forbid anybody should touch the couch. Freaking
Well,
plastic.
couches
on the
were
couch.
really expensive back then.
But,
They're
but
still
what's
expensive.
the point of having plastic on? What are you keeping it for? For the good
Yeah.
company or something?
Yeah, kind of. That
Well,
was
they
the
get,
thought.
fabric gets dirty, so.
So, George, you mentioned before the break the Dodgers and the Lakers now under same ownership.
Same ownership, right? So Lindsay found this article by Bill Shaken, right, Lindsay, about
Correct.
how they were
He
suggesting.
was shaking. Whoa, whoa,
Wow,
whoa.
they were suggesting that why don't they just now merge to one channel? Because technically it's all owned by Spectrum, right? Like their rights. But why not have them all both on the same channel? The seasons don't really overlap.
But in
very
the
much, if
spring
at
they
all.
do, don't they?
I mean, spring training is like daytime stuff, though.
Yeah, but April, the Lakers are still playing in April.
Yeah, but not very much is what I would say.
There's like 1 week of overlap, maybe.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's a lot of baseball teams that end up and basketball teams that are on the same channel. It's not like it's a small thing, you know?
Well,
I mean, the Nets and Yankees do it on Yes, so they figure it out.
I guess if I'm the owner of both teams,
Yeah.
and I really want to maximize this content that are these two incredible, brands,
right?
Which both of them make the most money on their TV deals than
Correct.
anyone else in their respective sports.
Yeah. Would I want to combine them into one channel, or would I want to have a 24-hour Laker channel and a 24-hour Dodger channel? And then this way I can continue to sell Laker content all year long, and I can be selling Dodger. I'm not sure. I mean, do you want to do that? Do you want to put two brands on one channel if you own them both, or do you prefer to keep them separated? You got to keep them separated. Bam, bam, bam. I mean, I'm on one today, Jack. I'll just tell you that right now.
It would be better
You're
for
in
the
vacation
consumer
mode.
if you're offering them on one, and because again, you also have to think about direct to consumer, right? Like you would offer them like one super, because right now you got to pay like what, 30 for each or
20.
whatever.
I think it's 20 for each. I
thought it was $29.99. Whatever. Either way, you could probably save people $5 a month if you did it on one DTC thing.
And that's something that team owners always really care about, saving fans money.
No, but you're still getting a ton of money.
So it is 30 per month. I was wrong. Lindsay,
right.
correct
So
me
if
on
you're
that.
getting 60, you can get it for $55 for both. You know what I mean? Like it's the same team, the same group. I mean.
So this article that you're referencing, is this something that they suggested as a possibility?
No, it's what Shaken is suggesting, that they should do it because it'd be better for the consumer.
Especially now that, as George pointed out earlier on our call, that now, starting this coming season, all the NBA postseason games will be national. There's no more first-round local games.
Okay, what about the end of the baseball season versus the beginning of the basketball season?
No, the end of the baseball season is over before
Yeah.
October, and the regular season in the NBA doesn't even – the preseason doesn't even start till early October.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about the back
You're
end.
only really worrying about that first week of April. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this. It wouldn't surprise me if you are Guggenheim or Mark Walters or any of these gentlemen or ladies that are, the highest of management in this organization, these two organizations, if somebody's not thinking about this already.
Well,
I mean,
and
the
Cappy,
possibility.
what I would say to you is we're thinking about this in very linear terms. Like in a direct-to-consumer world, you have this one app, right? And like it's both teams, and you can watch whatever the hell you want to watch when you want to watch it,
Yeah, I mean, listen, again, if you're ESPN and you look at what ESPN is about to do here with, where everything is kind of in one app, where you can make a bet on ESPN Bet, or you could watch a game, or you could read an article, or you could buy merchandise, and that could all happen in one location. If you own the Lakers and the Dodgers and you use the same model, you could watch our games, read our articles, buy our merch, buy tickets. I mean, it might stand to reason that if you own both, you combine them. Possibility certainly is out there. I mean, I got these one buddies of mine. They've got this website, two websites. One's a Dodger site, one's a Laker site, and they've got a Jeep that drives around L.A. Half of it's Dodgers, the other half of it's Lakers. It's like you're combining the two brands onto one vehicle, or in this case, maybe one television channel or app. So, George, they say that it's, you said the
No,
Nets.
it's just a suggestion column. It's not
Okay.
really
Oh,
anything other
suggestion
than that. And
column.
it goes through the details of what those channels look like and what their current setup is, et cetera, et cetera. And the Lakers deal runs through 2032, and the Dodgers' current one runs through 2038. So
All right, so I don't have to worry about this for the next, 13 years.
7 in the Lakers' case, yeah.
Okay.
But even a lot has changed over the past couple of years as far as deals that are already done, because MLB is they're changing things because right now they black out like the local teams, and they're trying to make it a better product for everyone. Which, as somebody who does not have cable, I can't watch the Dodgers when they're just on regular TV.
Right, you got to get the MLB app.
Yeah, but I have the MLB app, and I can watch all the games except the Dodgers games.
And what was
That's how I
the name
watch
of
the Dodger games.
What was the name of that show?
You're not in our market.
On
Right, that's how I
Netflix,
watch
that
it,
was that was like based off of Jeannie. That was Kate Hudson. What was the name of that show?
Running Point.
Right. Remember they did that in one of those episodes. They had a deal, like a mega deal, that it was going to be like her with the New York team, and they were leaving Boston out, and then Boston.
Yes, right.
The guy talked her out of
Yeah.
it, and she
he
ended
screwed
up
her
getting
over.
on the outside looking in. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's going to be a lot of these like deals being done by teams, and it's much easier, obviously, if you own the teams.
That Running Point show, by the way, when the Lakers were sold, I was talking to Rachel about this, and I was like, well, the show Running Point that we've been watching is all about Jeannie Buss. And she's like, no, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. Like, every storyline in that show has kind of happened in some way or
not
another.
all of them. Not all of
but
them.
a lot of them. I mean, it's very autobiographical.
Yes, not all of them. Let's just be clear
listen,
on that. Just so, it's not all of them.
I mean, hey, listen, she's the executive producer. She
is.
came up with it.
Yes,
So
but
did
some
I
of
say
it is
something
embellished
so
for
bad?
entertainment purposes, is what
Well,
I would
that's what I'm
say.
saying. I mean,
That's like
I
this
tried to
show.
explain
Everything's
to
for
her.
entertainment.
Everything's
Correct.
embellished around here for
In fact, that's an
entertainment
idea.
purposes.
We should put that in the open.
Yes.
Sedano and Kap for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, right. Embellished for entertainment. Don't take this seriously.
We should do that.
Let's do
I'm
it.
going to put that. I'm going to be making that.
I mean,
Okay, write it
McAfee
up.
has like a similar tagline on
Yeah,
before
don't
the
sue
show
us.
starts.
They say don't sue us.
Yeah, don't sue us either.
Oh,
No,
Christopher,
definitely please
look
don't
at what's
sue
on
us.
ESPN right now.
What is it?
The Last Dance.
Oh,
here it
gosh,
is.
it's so
We got it
beautiful.
on.
Isn't it?
You know what I
Oh.
was watching, Christopher, earlier today while I was sitting there just kind of like half asleep because I wasn't feeling well? I was just kind of going across. I don't want to watch a talking head show today. I'm like, I already know what I want to talk about. We're going to be fine. And I flipped across. The ACC network had like a
I know you, bro.
history of like their basketball conference, and then they had like a stretch of Duke basketball of like when Krzyzewski took over. It was a whole hour on it. It was fantastic stuff.
It's beautiful.
Like if you like college basketball in like the 80s and 90s, it was incredible to watch.
Yeah. Oh, that takes me back. When
An
I had the
hour of
Coach K
ACC
bobblehead,
basketball.
the Coach K bobblehead just flowing in my
Well,
office. back
Cappy,
in the day.
ACC basketball was literally the best conference in the sport forever.
It was, and
all the NBA guys pretty much came out of there for the most part. It was like a
if
factory.
if you gave me an hour of Big East basketball and you took me back to the 80s,
Well,
and you
they've
took
done
me
a
back
30
to-
for 30 on
Yeah,
it.
the 30 for 30.
Georgetown and Villanova and Seton Hall and all those teams, Pitt, Boston College. Yeah, I could sit there and watch that.
Yeah.
No problem.
I mean, I was watching early Jordan at North Carolina earlier today. It was great stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, I like all that, too. I always like watching guys like late in their careers or after their professional careers, going back and watching their college careers. And my favorite thing is to actually watch them when they were in high school.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like, wow, I could really see how John Elway became the quarterback he was in the NFL because in high school he'd run around doing the same stuff.
Right. Up in Northridge. But what I would also say is, you have like, you forget stuff. Like, you get old, you forget stuff. Like when Duke won back-to-back in the 90s, they were the first team to do that since like UCLA had run 7 in a row or whatever. Like I didn't realize it was that long between teams that had won back-to-back. Like
What years were those? 91,
92. Yeah. But you had to go back to John Wooden and UCLA. That's a long time in between.
Those were the Bobby Hurley, Grant Hill, Christian Leitner
Correct.
teams. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was a
But,
big deal. It was
so
a big deal.
So in the documentary they reference obviously John Wooden and UCLA, and they talk about those teams for a minute. It was really fun stuff. Like if you want to like just great historical background that you like when they say it, you're like, oh yeah, of course, and like but you just forget over time.
And those old CBS, the network shows that were covered, the pregame and all that, and Pat O'Brien. Pat O'Brien on the sideline. So
Pat O'Brien.
Yeah.
Pat O'Brien. Oh, God.
Whoa.
God, what?
Oh, man. One night I was in Atlanta for a Super Bowl. Chris, you'll love this. And my boy Sid freaking walked up to Pat O'Brien and started like kind of hitting him in the face with his finger. You know, like he kind of, you guys, he would like with his finger, he'd like walk up to somebody and like put his finger in there. I go, people don't like to have their face touched by other people's dirty hands. Don't do that, bro. And he was like, nah, he loves it. It's beautiful. It's great. He loves it.
They used to do Imus together.
Yeah, well,
That's
this
why.
Is long. This is before that.
Oh, okay.
He
exactly.
really know him.
Exactly. Well, I've.
By the way, are we way over the break?
Yeah, way over.
We're just talking about POB and
Way
Sid.
over.
Why not? 5:04. When we come back, we'll go commercial free for a half hour, and Sedano's going to ask the posing question, which we've teased for an hour now. Who has more pressure on them to win? Or actually, here's how you can put it. Who's going to destroy their franchise quicker, Katie or Aaron Rodgers? That's next.
Wow.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles is changing the game in pediatric heart care? They've invented a cardiac stent that grows with the child, dramatically reducing the need for repeated surgeries. Imagine fewer hospital stays, less pain, and more time for kids to just be kids. Their heart transplant success rates are among the best in the country. When it comes to pioneering heart care that puts children first, CHLA isn't just leading, they're revolutionizing the field.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? Just 9 miles from downtown LA and near the 710 freeway, it's completely reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and upgraded amenities. We're also home to California's largest card room jackpot ever, $3.7 million. New players score $30 in match play when they say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino, come see what everyone's talking about.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GGR 001291. GAR 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833...
I showed up at the hospital and was told I couldn't see my children. Then I showed up in court and was told they may not be mine. Then I was accused of anything and everything. Sexual assault, domestic violence, substance abuse, you name it, I heard it. I was forced to go long periods of time without seeing my children. That experience of being wrongfully treated ignited something in me. I can look at a father and honestly tell him, I know how he is feeling. I've been there. At Real Fathers' Rights, we care about your family, your livelihood, and your future.
Yeah. With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Fathers' Rights. Real Fathers' Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Bing, ba-da-bum. Boom, bing-a-bum, ba-da-bum.
5:08 on your Tuesday afternoon, live imaging Tuesday, Sedano and Cappy. We have fun and frivolity on Tuesdays. We have it every day. We try to, at least. Smile. It's just Tuesday, Jack. Tuesday always was my favorite day of the week back in, when I was a kid. Because it wasn't Monday, but it was Tuesday. And Tuesday always felt loose. You know what I mean? I like Tuesdays.
You didn't love Friday?
Friday was there were such expectations for Friday. But Tuesday was loose.
What about Thursday, though? Thursday's hey, we're almost there.
Thursday always seemed like a really busy day because you were packing it in before Friday. Mm-hmm. Tuesday, I felt loose. I like Tuesdays.
Okay, so you feeling loose right now?
I'm feeling loose, and I'm feeling
Very
good.
What about Saturday?
Well, Saturday's the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
And then I had a lot of, when I was a kid, there was stuff to do on Saturdays.
Yeah, Saturday's the best day of the week, though.
Oh, my God. There was so much to do as a kid. My dad used to make me get up, wash all the cars, cut the grass, do the weed eating. I wasn't able to go anywhere or do anything until all that was done.
What do you know, DeAndre, about weed eating? You know about eating weeds?
I do not know.
Okay. All right.
Well, you know about cutting the grass. You know about that?
I do not know.
They got rocks in the front yard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I live in the desert, man.
Yeah, he's in the desert.
You a lot of grass.
Yeah, you can't have grass out there.
How about washing the cars or with no water in the desert?
No, I mean, we have water. Come on now, Cap.
I used to get a quarter to wash my dad's car.
A quarter?
Yeah, I think that was going right back then.
All right, we've teased it enough. Who has more pressure on them to win, KD or Aaron Rodgers?
I like the way you put it. Who's going to destroy their franchise first?
Well, we
KD
could do
or
both.
Rodgers?
Aaron
We could do
Rodgers.
both.
Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers,
like,
without a doubt.
I think KD has way more pressure on him than Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers actually, he's got this whole resurgence coming back. For some reason, everybody falls for it again. Like, oh.
No. I actually did quite the opposite. I think people realized Aaron Rodgers is not as good as he used to be anymore.
Okay, that's fine.
See, I'm gonna go the opposite direction here. I actually think Aaron Rodgers has a lot more pressure on him than KD does.
Why?
And here's why.
Because the Rockets are good. Like,
Well,
the Steelers are they're above average.
Well, that's one of the main reasons is this. Aaron Rodgers, you have this thing that everybody now accepts that Aaron Rodgers is old and no longer good. I actually look at it completely opposite, which is when you go back to last year, the Jets were a disaster. They fire their head coach. They fire their offensive coordinator. They go out and make a trade to get him the receiver that he wants, and just nothing could go right. But yet, statistically, if you go back and you just look at numbers, Aaron Rodgers had a pretty good year. Didn't lead him to the playoffs. So here's my point. Here's my point is that now you're going from a crap organization, the New York Jets, and you're going to one of the legendary franchises of the NFL. And on the Pittsburgh Steelers, not only did they go out and make a trade for a stretch wide receiver and a guy in DK Metcalf, and they got rid of a problem child, sent him down to Dallas. They finally get Aaron Rodgers. They've got one of the best head coaches, people perceive to be one of the best head coaches in the entire NFL. I actually think there's an expectation that Aaron Rodgers can help the Pittsburgh Steelers get back to, I don't know if I'd call them Super Bowl contenders, but certainly respectability.
They were respectable last year. I just think that Aaron Rodgers is certainly better than anyone they'd trotted out there recently. I would give you that. But not by leaps and bounds.
What, Mason Rudolph didn't do for you, or Kenny Pickett?
Well, I actually think Russell Wilson did okay at times last year. He's no longer a difference maker either, but he is less of a difference maker than Aaron Rodgers is.
I think they gave up too early on Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields I don't think is that good. I just think he's a guy that is probably a good backup, but I don't think he's a good starter anymore.
I think Justin Fields in Chicago had a lot of things working against him. No offensive line, no real playmaking wide receivers, terrible head coach, injuries to deal with. And when he played, there were times when Justin Fields was like, hey, he's young and he's up and coming, but that brother could play. And I just think that the Steelers, they made a mistake last year leaving Justin Fields and going to Russell Wilson. And it's too late now, but I thought that they should have stayed with him because they have a young up-and-coming quarterback that they could find out what they've really got.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking back at these Aaron Rodgers games after Saleh was fired at 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
They only won 3 games the rest of the year.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah,
not good.
But
his numbers.
He wasn't bad.
What's that?
He wasn't bad.
I don't know, man. These numbers are pretty hollow in some of these games.
Tell me what they are. Tell me what they look like.
So in the first game, it was a close game.
Let's go to the season stats. Are they?
Well,
are
no,
they
but the
embarrassing?
season stats. Well, I want to look at it after Saleh was fired.
Okay, go ahead.
Because to me, that's when you were talking about that. You felt like he did okay. It's fine. It's not like eye popping. Like, oh wow, this is great. Like, did he throw for 300 in any game? Once. Yeah, once.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, he wasn't like. He threw, let me see, how many interceptions did he throw?
Not that many.
Well, he never throws a lot because he doesn't take chances. So that's part of it, too.
Or how about he places the ball really, really well?
Yes and no, but he also doesn't take chances.
Like, you got to take chances, as Celine Dion once said.
He's very guarded against where he throws the ball because he doesn't like his interception numbers to be high.
Yeah, how about that, Cappy? How
well,
about that?
Again,
How about that?
flip side of that.
But sometimes as a quarterback, you got to take chances. You got to put the ball
Cap,
somewhere.
are you an Aaron Rodgers apologist?
I guess I'm sounding like one.
You are.
Yeah. I guess
this
I'm
guy has
sounding like one.
destroyed teams. This guy, it's been nothing but a problem. He makes a Netflix documentary when he can't even play quarterback anymore in the NFL. It's all about him. He's a lunatic. and you're just defending him like it's our fault?
Aren't a lot of quarterbacks like that, though?
Well, maybe that's possible.
I just looked at like last year. Look, the Jets are a mess as an organization. They have been. Maybe they've hired the right coach. Maybe they'll have stability. We'll find out. I doubt it. So listen, who's done well recently with the Jets at quarterback, and when have the Jets been good in the last 10 years or so?
And I listen, I thought it was a marriage made in hell from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was really dumb, but he's also just not that good anymore.
Well, look, I'd say this.
And by the way, I would say this about KD. He no longer can carry a team of just guys to the playoffs anymore.
So that goes back to the question then, George.
But
who's got more
KD is on a
pressure?
team that is younger. They were the 2 seed in the West last year, and they needed a guy to close games and score for them. And he's still capable of doing that. There's no question about that at a very high level.
So do the Pittsburgh Steelers, this just goes back to the original question, who's got more pressure? Do the Pittsburgh Steelers believe...
Kevin Durant, in my opinion.
I know, but I'm going to make the case. Do the Steelers think that Aaron Rodgers is the most important piece of their team right now? Because the quarterback generally is, and you've got a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback who is likely playing his last year in the NFL, and he's just going to Band-Aid for you. But they anticipate that he's going to be the guy that's going to lead them. Is that he's their leader? Yes or no? By virtue of position and by virtue of career resume, he's the leader of their offense.
Like, who's the bigger factor on their team? Like, whose success is like the team? Which team's success is riding more on these guys? Is that what you're saying, Cap? And it would be Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's KD.
Well, right, because what you're saying is
because they have championship aspirations. Like the Steelers don't have championship aspirations.
But you're saying that he doesn't have to be the number one guy on his team, Kevin Durant.
Well, no, he's just to be the number one scorer. He doesn't have to be the leader. Like the quarterback has to be the leader of the team.
That's right. Therefore, in my opinion, more pressure on Rodgers.
No.
No.
They're not that good, and he's not that good, and he's not a good leader. We know that already.
But we think KD is?
No, KD's not a good leader either, but he's still at least a good player.
Well, no, I get that. But I guess here's the thing. Why did these teams do this? You know who you're getting. You know how it's ended the last couple of times. You know that these are guys
because the Rockets haven't. The Rockets are betting similarly to the Steelers, by the way, on their leader being their head coach, a guy who is a strong personality. Okay, they're betting on, in the Rockets' case, a guy like Fred VanVleet, who's won a championship as a starting point guard, right? Starting guard rather, who has been the mentor for this young group already. And can kind of be the guy to, deal with the media, do the stuff that KD doesn't want to have to do because KD just wants to hoop. Whereas with Aaron, like, you're the quarterback. Like, you got to answer these questions game in and game out. Like, this is not like KD can just do his requisite stuff and move on. Like, Aaron is going to step in it because that's what he just has always done over the last 6-7 years or whatever.
All right, let me ask you guys this question. Let's change the question a little bit. You ready? Staying with the two guys as the answers, but let's change the question. Who has a better year in their respective sport? Aaron Rodgers for the Steelers,
KD.
Kevin Durant for Houston.
Kevin Durant.
KD.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Kevin Durant.
Aaron Rodgers.
So Aaron Rodgers, so all of a sudden, what? He's going to win 12 games?
No. But here's the thing. I think Aaron Rodgers is kind of planning to do what Luka, we all think, is planning to do.
He wants to have like a bleep you season.
Exactly right.
I mean, that's cool, but there's not a lot of dudes doing that at like 40 years old or whatever he is.
George, you're 1,000% right that there are very few guys.
I mean, outside of Tom Brady, there's really not a precedent for that.
No, there's not. There's Tom Brady. That is the precedent. That's it. I told you this earlier. I was watching a game last night on the NFL Network from 2011.
Right.
What year did the Packers win the Super Bowl? Like 2009, 10, somewhere in that
I felt
neighborhood?
like it was 2011.
I think it might have been 11.
I think it was 11.
Maybe it was. So think about that. That's 15 years ago when he's theoretically in the prime of his career, and here he is still playing at 41 years old. Yeah. He wanted a say in Green Bay. They told him no say. In fact, get out. He was pissed off that they drafted somebody to replace him when he was the guy that was drafted to replace Brett Favre. He should have known their game plan, and he became a complete headache. He goes to the Jets, where he follows essentially what Favre was doing. He plays 3 plays in the first series. He blows out his Achilles. That's an embarrassment for the guy, especially given that they had created their whole offseason about him. They did Hard Knocks. It was all about everybody kissing up to Aaron Rodgers. Then he finally comes back in year 2, and he's okay, but the whole organization is a disaster. Is he a part of it? Absolutely. And now he's strung along the Steelers, and frankly, the Steelers were kind of all that was left. So if you're Aaron Rodgers, if you want to stick it to the doubters, you better show up in the best shape of your life. You better be ready to play like old Aaron Rodgers played, because now you're playing for a good coach with a decent roster, with a nice defense in one of the most legendary franchises in the league. I'm banking on Aaron Rodgers more than I would on KD.
What happened to you on the stream just now? Like a bunch of fireworks went off on your screen.
Yeah, what happens is when you use certain hand gestures, all of a sudden things just happen. You know,
Wait a
right?
minute. Is that on our end or your
No,
end?
it's me. It's me.
Oh.
It's my computer. Like right here. Now I'm going to give you the hearts like I love you. I mean, so if you're watching
Oh my gosh.
on YouTube, yeah, I can do all these hand gestures.
You did this, Cap? Like
yeah,
yourself?
watch. Check it out. Watch.
No,
Look,
you
I
guys
didn't
don't
do it.
know. We've talked about this a million times.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
this is fresh to me, though.
Yeah, no,
I don't know it.
It's what happens when you use a computer. See, now I don't
Those
know how to
lasers.
change the settings.
You have lasers shooting from your
If I
hand.
knew if I knew how to change the settings,
Oh
then
my
I would
gosh,
I would
that's
get
really
rid
funny.
of them. But I don't know how to get rid of the settings. And the only one that I don't know is the fireworks. I don't know how the fireworks work. I know that like the peace signs does something. I think it's like confetti. Oh no, balloons.
You should do that when we rack
Balloons.
you. Make sure the
Yeah.
fireworks go off.
So that's how the signal's being fed to us. That's not us doing anything.
No, that's me.
Yes.
Okay.
How?
Amazing.
It's on his end.
How?
It's his iPad or whatever
It
he's
would
using,
be.
your computer.
It's
or whatever.
incredible. It's incredible that this is the bit. Cappy's
had
just
no
fireworks
idea.
going off in the background. Anyway, you know who's not going to have fireworks? Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to be setting off fireworks at the Steelers.
Yeah,
he's
I
going
just
to
think
give
Cap,
Tomlin his first
he-
season ever not
he-
making the playoffs.
He's going to be 42 years old. Like that.
They didn't make the playoffs 2 years ago, by the way.
What?
The Steelers, they've always been 500.
No, it's above 500.
They've
That's
missed
their.
the playoffs a
It's
couple
their.
times.
They've never been below 500 under Mike Tomlin.
By the way, the whole thing about Aaron
Well,
Rodgers
that's about
that
to
really
happen.
freaks me out. The thing that really freaks me out is my school and my football program, the Pitt Panthers. They share a football facility with the Steelers. So watching Aaron Rodgers there at that facility, when you see all the Pitt signage behind, you're like, this is just a mind blow that this guy is doing what Brett Favre did. Favre left. He left Green Bay. He went to the Jets. He took some pictures. They were inappropriate. He sent them to the wrong person. He got, excused from the Jets. He went to Minnesota. And remember, Brett Favre had the Minnesota Vikings on the verge
If
of
it
going
wasn't
to the Super Bowl.
if it wasn't for whatchamacall.
He also had Randy Moss and like a bunch of ballers on that team. Like it wasn't like the Steelers are not that.
It wasn't
they're
Adrian
not
Peterson on that team too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what were the
Hey.
Saints doing? What was it called? Gate?
Deflategate.
No, not
that's the other
Deflategate.
one. Bountygate.
No, Bountygate.
I mean, they almost killed Brett Favre in that championship game. If that was today, with today's rules, the Vikings would have won that game. I mean, Brett Favre was getting attacked multiple times.
Yeah, but he also threw a terrible interception at the end of that game. Where
You
he,
would be too if you were getting hit in the head 17 times in the game.
Maybe so. He was rolling to his right, and he threw across his body and threw across the
But
field.
that's just what he's done all
and
his
that's
career,
that
too.
was Favre. Favre the
yeah.
gunslinger. Favre the risk taker.
Right. And now he's Favre, the guy who steals money from.
He's Favre the guy who should.
There's
really
a
be in
Netflix
jail.
documentary about that now too.
Yeah. I just George, I just think that Aaron Rodgers has a ton of pressure to finish his career.
I don't because he's
respectably.
coming off such a crappy season. Like again, and it's not even like his stats were all that eye popping.
No, not eye popping. They just weren't terrible on a terrible team. They were solid stats on a terrible team.
On a team that got outscored a ton, even in those games you think he played well in.
They were terrible, and he was okay.
Right.
He wasn't spectacular.
Yeah, I just don't think anyone has people think the Rockets can win the West. Like I don't think that's pressure. Like
Well, let
nobody
me
thinks
ask you
the
this.
Steelers can win the AFC.
Let me ask you this. You ready? Who was on a worse team last year? Aaron Rodgers or Kevin Durant?
It's pretty close. I would say
I think
the
Aaron
Suns,
Rodgers.
Listen, outside of I would give it to Aaron Rodgers, but that Jets defense, you want to talk about great defenses, that Jets defense everybody was touting them as the best defense in the sport.
Well, they weren't, obviously. Okay, so whose team was worse last year? Aaron Rodgers.
The Suns,
Jets?
outside of Booker and Beal, had a bunch of minimum guys and G League guys on it.
Okay, so then you're
I
saying
don't think anyone
Phoenix.
can you name a guy in the Jets bunch from last year?
Their defense, Lindsay, was stacked.
No,
stacked from a team that had been really good defensively the year before.
Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams.
That's right, Sauce
Very
Gardner.
very limited turnover.
Okay, so you think that the Suns were a worse team than the Jets?
I don't know. I think we're splitting hairs, and I also think it's not an apples to apples comparison.
Okay,
but
it's
I would
not.
say both were not great. But I would again, the Jets went into this thinking they were going to be really good. They thought they were going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Did the Suns not think that they were going to be really good because
They
had 3
thought
stars?
so too, right?
Yeah.
But then you actually look at the roster construction and the roster construction of the two teams. I would say the Jets' roster construction on paper was better.
Okay, who had a better individual season on a terrible team? Aaron Rodgers or Kevin
KD
Durant?
finished. Did KD get an All NBA team? I don't think he played 65 games, but he would have been. He would have been on an All NBA team.
But take a look at Kevin
Aaron
Durant's.
Rodgers would not have been an All Pro last year.
No. Look at Kevin Durant's career numbers and compare last season, and then look at Aaron Rodgers' career numbers and look at last season and see which guy was closer to their
It's a
career.
lot easier to put empty stats when you're throwing the football than it is scoring the basketball, is what I would say.
Well, all we're doing
Those
though
aren't
is just looking at
aren't
numbers.
equal comparisons, though, is what I'm
I
telling
understand,
you.
but they're 2 different games or 2 different sports. I get
Right,
it.
but what I'm saying, it's easier to pad your stats in football throwing the football.
It's not easier to pad your stats by being in an NBA game and just firing away 3-point shots.
They're
Well, he
both
doesn't
going to
always just
destroy
fire
their teams.
3-point
They're both
shots,
going to
actually.
destroy the teams.
All right, so last part of this. You
He
ready?
takes like 6 3-pointers a game. That's actually pretty low for a guy as good as he is at shooting threes.
Who blows up first, Aaron Rodgers or Kevin Durant?
So I think they blow up in different ways because Aaron Rodgers, he'll start. Aaron Rodgers will warm up by just shaking his head on the sideline, which he did in Green Bay too, and nobody seems to understand the brilliance of Aaron Rodgers. KD, it seems like, goes for the explosions first. He's more of an explosive guy. Aaron Rodgers will get there, but now with Aaron Rodgers having McAfee and doing that normally, maybe that comes quicker. I just feel like KD goes nuclear quicker. That's my opinion.
And it's interesting.
No, I actually disagree. KD's more, if anything, it's more like passive aggressive.
Yeah, he's pretty chill.
Yeah, he's not that at all, actually.
No, but when I mean going nuclear is he goes for the throat faster. He does it in a passive aggressive
Oh, by
way.
the time he's fed up, yes,
Yeah,
it'll be
that's what I
very,
mean.
very direct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, again,
I think the ending is the same for both. It's not positive. They're not winning championships.
Yeah, I don't think so. Listen, and if you think about Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, they've got to contend with Baltimore. They've got to contend with Cincinnati. I don't really think Cleveland is going to be a factor. Sorry, Linz.
That's okay.
But, yeah, it will take a lot of luck for the Pittsburgh Steelers to, A, win their division, which would be extremely difficult for them to do, and B, it would take a lot of luck and probably a whole bunch of injuries in Baltimore and Cincinnati for the Steelers to really even be competing for a playoff spot. But they do have a coach that everybody thinks is one of the best. They do have a quarterback that is on, theoretically, a redemption tour. They did get rid of Pickens, the wide receiver, who was a complete pain in everybody's ass. They went out and got a premier player like DK Metcalf. They've got a really solid defense and one of the best pass rushers in the NFL.
Right, but we're talking about pressure, okay? The first conversation was about pressure, was it not?
It was.
Okay. One team was the 2 seed in the Western Conference. The other team was 9-8 or whatever they were.
Okay.
That's a different level of pressure, right?
You're saying that the Rockets
based off
have an
expectations, based off the team's previous season's expectations heading into the following season. The Rockets. Okay, here's a perfect example. The Rockets are the second team in the West for sure, maybe even in the NBA, as far as championship odds or winning the conference or whatever it is. I can look it up specifically. The Steelers are not even, in the top 10?
Probably not.
Right. So there you go.
So that's it. It's a Vegas odds thing now.
Well, that kind of has to factor into some extent, right, about what the expectations are for the team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Houston had a really good season. They came in second in the Western Conference. They had the second best record, obviously, behind the eventual champs in Oklahoma City. And what they think is that Kevin Durant is the piece that puts them over the top. I personally don't believe that. I think Kevin Durant is a pain in the ass. And I put Kevin Durant in a very similar category as I do for Russell Westbrook or James Harden. So,
he's way better than both those guys.
No, he might be better, but he's just a headache. And by the way, a bigger headache, maybe more of a migraine headache.
Like, I don't think he's a headache like that. I
know you don't.
I just think if anything, his biggest issue is completely the opposite of what you two guys are saying. Like, if anything, he just shuts it down. He'll put his hoodie over his head. He'll close this thing up and just be like, "Nope, I'm not dealing with this."
Nope. And then he'll go on Twitter and complain about the media.
And that's
Who cares
the thing.
about that, though? Like,
Well,
he's going to
well,
do that.
so how about this, George?
He does that both ways.
But it hasn't worked in Phoenix, and it didn't work in Brooklyn.
Well, it didn't work in Brooklyn by literally like the pinky toe of his shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also nobody could have like foresaw what happened with the Kyrie situation there.
Okay.
Nobody.
I mean, okay, but
that's just bad luck. Like, and you can blame him for, you can say at the time that was a bad choice by him figuring out who should be on the team and how that team should run. But despite all that, they were still like literally a toe on the line from beating the team who won the championship.
Right. So, but here's the thing: it is happening, and it's happened now twice, where he's kind of shut down and does the hoodie over the thing. Is that not going to happen to Houston? We think that's just magically not going to happen?
I think that the difference, what I would say is, he has a level of respect. He's going to have a level of respect for Ime Udoka that he didn't have for Steve Nash, even though Steve Nash is a Hall of Fame caliber player, was not a Hall of Fame caliber coach. And certainly for Mike Budenholzer and even Frank Vogel. Like, he's not going to have that level of respect that he has for Ime.
Let me ask you a quick question. Just a quick timeout on that.
And I love Frank. You guys know that. That's my guy.
But don't you think the exact same thing that you just said about respect for a coach is exactly the same situation in Pittsburgh for Aaron Rodgers?
No, he's going to have a level of respect for Tomlin, more so than he's had in previous stops.
Yeah, I mean,
but
Robert Saleh
I just think one guy's still better than the other, and I think that one guy certainly has more pressure than the other. Because the other guy's just not as good, and the team is not as good, and the other guy's still pretty damn good, although not like a top 5 or 10 player anymore, but still really damn good, and the team has real expectations.
Yeah, I guess if we go back to the beginning and we talk about pressure, I would always take a quarterback who's got to be your number one versus a guy who's coming in to join a team that's got a lot of young, talented players that's supposed to be an additive piece, not a carry-us piece. And Aaron Rodgers, if the Steelers are to do anything, which I'm not saying that they're going to, but if they are to do anything, he has to be the best he's been, and he hasn't been his best probably for 3 or 4 years, since maybe his second to last year in Green Bay.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it here. The Rockets are number 2 to win the West. I'll look to see where it is in the NBA title chase, but I would imagine if they're number 2 in the West, they've got to be at least 2 or 3 in overall in the NBA because the East stinks. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like, look, Cappy, I get what you're saying. I couldn't disagree more. Is my point, I guess.
Yeah, I'm actually this whole conversation is getting me so excited though that the NBA just wrapped up and football is kind of what's next. And yeah, we got baseball to get us through the summer. And if you're an MLS fan, you got the Galaxy and you've got the LAFC and you've got SDFC and you got all these teams in Southern California if you're into soccer. But like for me, once the NBA season ends, we've got the dog days of baseball, and then it's training camp. And once training camp happens, it's freaking football season. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be one of the stories of this football season, whether he's awesome, whether he's terrible, whether he's nice and likable, or he's a complete jerk. Aaron Rodgers will yet again, as will Kevin Durant, by the way, he will be one of the stars and one of the talking points of his sport.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, here's the thing, Cappy. There's no dog days.
Phenomenal.
There's no dog days of summer here. We have fun in the summer at this radio station. We don't wrap it up and go, you know what?
In the summertime.
Football and no basketball. We're just going to wrap it up and talk.
Wait till we have this big announcement that we're going to have about
when is that
football in
happening?
August.
When's that happening?
I know Chris has to decide that, actually.
Yeah, that's happening soon. We got
Let me know.
There's so many announcements coming up in August.
A lot of
A
announcements.
lot of announcements.
These are all August announcements?
Well, the one might
they'll be in
late
like July announcements.
Late
probably.
July.
July announcement, and then an August announcement.
Maybe.
Okay.
Wow!
Listen, by the way, I'm wrapping it up here for me. I'm going to close shop because
You're closing up shop?
I got to catch a train here in a second.
Really?
Because Cappy didn't come up here today.
Yep.
Because he's got an early flight.
What happened?
He's got an early flight.
Where are you going, by the way?
I am leaving tomorrow morning, and I'm going to Philadelphia, where it's very cold right now.
The city of brotherly love? No,
Dude,
is
you-
it cold? Because I thought
it's
they
like-
had a heat wave in the
It's like
Northeast.
100 degrees.
Yeah, I
I was
thought it
being
was like
sarcastic.
90-something.
102.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, social media team.
Oh, I love
Enough.
that. Look at that. That's
enough
great.
already. Social media team.
What happened?
All right. Today is Relationship Equity Day. I don't need that today, fellas. All right.
Listen, you did it. You can't be embarrassed about what you and I did with that
No,
hand roll.
I'm not embarrassed about it. I just want to bury it.
No, it's never going to be buried.
No, it's not.
That's going to be played at Mandy's 4, Mandy's 5, Mandy's 6, Mandy's 7, Mandy's 8.
Okay.
Meanwhile, speaking of national equity, relationship equity, like we mentioned
Wait,
earlier.
but why are you going to Philly? I want to know real quick.
okay.
Oh,
What
I'm
are you
going to Philly to a sports business conference. That's happening. Have you ever heard of?
Is this like the Sloan Conference, at MIT, or something?
I'm
something
not
similar?
familiar with the Sloan Conference. I've never been. But this is from a company called 76 Capital, and they
Do they own the
a-
76ers? Are they part
no,
of that group?
They're just big Philly guys.
Oh,
and
Philly guys, eh?
Yeah, hey, Philly.
Hey.
By the way, I was told today that I've been to all the touristy cheesesteak places in Philly, Jim's,
Yeah.
Geno's, Pat's. I was told today
Yeah, man.
to go to Angelo's.
Yeah,
that
Angelo's.
that on TikTok apparently Angelo's is like the #1 cheesesteak place. So I plan on landing tomorrow at about 3:00, getting to my hotel, and then taking a walk so I can go get one of these Angelo's cheesesteaks.
Are you going to go whiz or no whiz?
I don't know that they whiz.
Oh, they don't whiz?
In Angelo's. No, I think
Oh.
they melt it in.
Oh, they melted in.
Right, Jim's is where they whiz you.
Yeah. I'll whiz you when you get back.
I would like a whizzing. Be
Fine.
on the lookout for my cheesesteak reviews.
Are you gonna
Christopher.
post them?
I would suspect I might
Oh,
if I
I
get
love
there.
that.
Yeah.
You got to go to Pat or I don't remember where Bruno's photo is. I think it's at Pat's. You got to go and take a photo with Bruno's photo. Yeah.
Hey, I just looked up this place. They do have Whiz.
Oh, they do.
Oh,
yeah,
they
you
do?
got to have whiz.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but on TikTok, the whole trend is that Angelo's cheesesteaks are supposed to be the bomb.
The only time I've had whiz is on a cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
And Funchy, they got those long, crunchy rolls. I'm going to eat the butt of that roll, too. Ooh,
No, they ain't
nice.
going to give you a butt.
I'm going to get that thing,
Get
man.
that butt.
All right,
I'm
we
gonna do
talked
it.
about National Relationship Equity Day, and I just want to thank our friends over at Pacific Palms Resort for a beautiful weekend stay for Stephanie and I over the weekend. Because, again, I had to clean some mess up that Cappy caused. Scott Robbins over there, the director of marketing, and Dave Yupa, the director of golf, he made sure that I was taken care of. And, by the way, no freebies. I paid, okay? But they made sure that the experience was great. Scott
Cappy,
had a
did you
nice... yeah, did you pay, Cappy?
Did I pay for what?
At Terranea. You were at Terranea. I was at Pacific Palms Resort.
Let me tell you something. I will say this. Terranea likes having ESPN LA in the house, but it's still a very pricey place to stay. And by the way, worth every freaking penny.
And I would say the same at Pacific Palms Resort. So here's the thing. Your girl says, hey, we got to get away. And you're going, yeah, do we have to go that far? I kind of want to still be close to home. You want a staycation. And your staycation destination is Pacific Palms Resort over there in the City of Industry. Great golf, great resort, great spa, great pool. Spent the day in the sun. I even got burned a little bit, Cappy.
Oh, my God. You should see my chest. I am like aloe vera all over the place. I am like a red lobster, dude.
Well, beautiful. I mean, that should be our next bit. We should go shirtless for the next segment and show our lobster tans.
Oof.
But I don't want to do that because I got to leave. Also, the Red Restaurant over there at Pacific Palms Resort did some sodium-free deals, some dinners for me. It was great. So Pacific Palms Resort, your staycation destination, pacificpalmsresort.com. Thanks to Scott. Thanks to Youp over there. They made a great weekend getaway for us. And again, for you, Cappy, Terranea, and you had Rachel's birthday over there. We love Terranea Resort. One's the South Bay, one's the City of Industry. We got you covered with staycations, Jack.
That is a damn sure thing to say. I'll tell you, Terranea was great. I can't say enough about it, but
What would John Gruden say about it?
I'll tell you what, man, at Terranea. And by the way, George, the whole USC coaching staff was there, like the whole weekend. I didn't see Lincoln Riley, but everybody else seemed to be
Did
there.
you watch film with them?
I didn't. No film study of any kind, because remember, for relationship equity, I couldn't say to Rachel, hey, do you mind if I do some film study?
She's going to
down
think
the
you're
hall
watching
here?
different kinds of films.
Yeah, right, exactly. The kind of films I prefer
You scumbag.
over studying defenses.
Okay. I got to go catch a train. You guys have a good rest of the show. And Sedano and Cap will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. too. But you still got a whole, 2 segments that I'm sure you'll blow through those breaks too.
Well, hey, that's 30 minutes commercial free right there, Jack.
Exactly.
I know we started at 5:08, so we had to go to 38.
There you go. Have fun. I'm going.
By
to
the
go
way,
catch
we
a
usually
train.
break closer to on time when you're not around. I got to be honest.
That's not true at all. I listen every afternoon. You guys
Yes,
are,
it is.
you're stacking breaks.
No, we haven't done that in a while.
Really? You did it last
Lindsay's
Thursday.
right.
You did
Correct.
because Greg and I were texting about it.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember the last time we did that. I don't think we did.
Plenty of
Been a
time.
minute.
A lot of stacking of breaks. We're just going to put these two together. Mike DeAndre, what's going on? Why are we playing 6 minutes of spots? He's like, it ain't me, man. It ain't me.
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing
that
that pisses me off right now is I don't like seeing Kasim in the back. Okay, brother, get out there and practice. I don't like seeing you standing there in the back, bro.
That brother can't ball.
That brother needs to work on ground balls.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, Christopher. See you later.
Bye, Chrissy.
Big deal, no deal next.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's May. Summer is here. You made it. And one of Jacob and Ronnie's new billboards says, don't just exist, live. It's the kind of message that hits you, especially if you're dealing with the aftermath of a crash or injury. Jacob doesn't just handle cases. He helps people move forward, take their lives back, and get the justice that they deserve. If you've been injured in an accident, don't settle for silence or pain. Call somebody who's been standing up for LA families since the 90s.
I showed up at the hospital and was told I couldn't see my children. Then I showed up in court and was told they may not be mine. Then I was accused of anything and everything. Sexual assault, domestic violence, substance abuse. You name it, I heard it. I was forced to go long periods of time without seeing my children. That experience of being wrongfully treated ignited something in me. I can look at a father and honestly tell him, I know how he is feeling. I've been there. At Real Fathers' Rights, we care about your family, your livelihood, and your future.
Cybersecurity. We all know in sports that defense wins games and turnovers kill you. That's also true in business. The truth is 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. Don't let that happen to you. Remember this website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Their security analysts identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Visit thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Play defense. Use Thrive and protect your business.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Located in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, Crypto.com Arena is pulling back the curtain and unveiling new behind-the-scenes VIP tours presented by Delta Airlines, which offers an exclusive look inside one of the world's most iconic sports and entertainment venues. Expert guides will lead small groups through spaces that have hosted legendary sports championships, world-renowned concerts, and epic awards. Guests will also...
Welcome to Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, where they want you to believe vapes are calming and pretend nicotine won't lead to increased anxiety and depression. Big Tobacco's Fantasyland is a nightmare for us all.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Sellers Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Sellers Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Take a look at me.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
The Venga Boys. This used to be like, I feel like very much a stadium anthem.
Yeah.
Like, at a timeout, be like, Lakers go on like a 12-2 run and be like, timeout Mavericks. And then, you'd hear this, Then the cheerleaders would come out. Laker girls.
Me and Funch were like, the other Venga Boy song is great.
The Magic Mountain song.
We
Oh,
like the
Kobe
party.
to Shaq, another alley-oop, timeout Kings.
What's the word before boys?
Venga Boys.
Venga Boys.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the name of the band, the group,
Yeah,
or whatever.
the Venga Boys. Would never know that.
Robert Horry, another 3, timeout Portland Trailblazers.
I feel like they should have some kind of like
And
goofy
here come the
on
dancers.
court like
Go, George.
skit
Go.
going on.
I mean, for a guy with influenza B, you're jamming pretty good today.
I got this thing right here.
Yeah, you got the flu med. You got the one pill, the super
Good to
pill.
go. I'm already feeling better. I'm not even joking. I do have a little bit of a
Wow.
headache, though.
1 hour in. All right, baseball. What do you say?
I could do a big deal or no deal really quickly here.
Yeah, let's just do one real
Want to
quick.
get your thoughts on this?
I'm starving, by the way.
So am I.
Earlier today, we found out that an arbitrator found the NFL and Roger Goodell encouraged teams to reduce guarantees for veteran players. So basically, they all colluded to not offer players these guaranteed contracts like they did with Deshaun Watson's, the Browns, that is. So do you guys think that this is a big deal or no deal?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's. I think it's certainly a big deal. Like the whole point is like if you have a players' association, and I would say the NFL's is the weakest of all the sports. If I had to guess, well, I don't know about the NHL, so I don't want to discuss that because I don't know. But
You don't want to insult the NHL. There's
well, I don't know is the point. But I do say this between the NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball for sure, who has the strongest union historically of the three sports. The NFL, I mean, they run roughshod over the Players Association regularly. So while I'm not surprised is the case, it is a big deal. Like if you're the Players Association, you're like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you doing?
However,
Lindsay, was that your word or was that like published the word that all the NFL owners colluded?
yeah, that's the word that is used in describing this. I mean, the thing that I'm confused about is that Mike Florio said that the NFL, both the NFL and the NFLPA, fought to keep the findings secret, meaning the NFLPA also didn't want people like this to get out. Why would they not want?
Well, because they don't want the bad publicity of
Because
like,
they're getting
what the hell are you
steamrolled.
doing?
Right.
What kind of job are you doing
They're
here?
getting beaten down.
Right.
You know?
Well, if it came out though, then don't you think that would like make people try and like hold the owners accountable for doing that?
Just reading the article right now. The NFL. Oh, geez, and I clicked on an ad. The NFL and NFL Players Association managed to hide the 61-page ruling in the landmark collusion case for more than 5 months. But now that the cat has escaped the bag, neither management nor the union has anything to say.
Right.
Let's see
Yeah, it's
here.
a terrible deal for everybody
nowadays,
involved.
like you can't keep anything secret, you know.
Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah.
Although the Lakers apparently are trying to keep leaks to a minimum over the last year. It said I
Well,
saw
they've
that
done a
story
pretty good
you had.
job. This is a great paragraph.
Well, they did. I mean, nobody knew about Luka.
Right, and no one knew that they were being sold to the Dodgers.
Right, so they
You
have
know?
done a better job.
Let's
Kudos
see.
to them.
The ruling, despite the victory, makes the league look not great. It confirms the long-standing suspicion that ownership meetings are collusion meetings. Long-standing suspicion. Didn't we all kind of know that anyway?
Yeah, the old boys club.
Yeah, I mean, really. And so ultimately, Lindsay, just to get back to the way you presented the story, so this is the league and the owners are all getting together going, hey, we're not doing this guaranteed contract thing like they do in baseball.
They said that after the Deshaun Watson thing, there was a lot of talk about like, you know, you didn't see that. A lot of people figured once that happened that you would see quarterbacks getting those type of contracts.
Oh, I remember the
after
debate
that.
we had on this show.
Right. And They're saying, no. Like, actually, the owners all got together and said, hey, what those guys did in Cleveland, they're on their own. Like, we're not doing that. That's not a thing. Let's not make this a thing.
That is not even remotely surprising. Because I remember vividly, again, the debate, I would even call it an argument that we were having at the time, where some people were saying this is the future of the NFL.
Right, because that's usually
some people,
typically how it's gone.
Right, and other people were saying, it'll never happen this way in the NFL.
Well,
These
there's
guys
still
are
a lot of
in control
guys
their
who have
league.
fully guaranteed deals. They're just smaller number on the deal. But I mean, man, the wide receiver, the quarterback contracts are still pretty like guaranteed. Like they're a very high percentage at this stage now.
Well, right. I mean, when you hear of a quarterback and they say, hey, this guy's contract is $250 million with $200 million of it guaranteed, they're getting a large percentage in guaranteed money. Even if you get a defensive lineman, they go, hey, it's a $70 million contract with $40 million guaranteed. The $40 million's in the bank. It's can I earn the rest of it? And they can cut me, and I may turn the $40 million or the $70 million contract may have turned into $45 million. But the guaranteed money is the guaranteed money. Unlike in baseball, we were talking earlier about Fernando Tatis.
I mean,
71%
of Lamar Jackson's contract is guaranteed.
That's amazing. That's great. But think about this. Think about in baseball. We were talking about Tatis earlier and suing. He doesn't want to pay the $34 million.
Yeah.
The $340 million, George, is guaranteed.
In the NBA, too? Well, not everybody's, but the stars are.
But think about what happened with Watson's contract and even Lamar Jackson. Like, that would snowball and get bigger because that's how it typically goes. Like, it'd get bigger and bigger and bigger. And what probably would have happened by now had they not colluded, that it would have been like $400 million guaranteed, you know?
Oh, my God. I just
What are you
saw
looking
something. I have on one of my TVs, I have the MLB, the channel where you have, like, all the games, basically,
Yeah.
the mixed channel on
Yep.
DirecTV.
Mhm.
And the Cubs, Cardinals, you're going to see this on social media. I think it might have been their third baseman for the Cubs who was trying to, like, kind of dive and extend for a foul ball, and he misjudged it, and the ball hit him right in the head. You're going to see this on social media, and you're
Like
going to laugh your
Jose
ass off.
Canseco style?
It bounced off his head into the stands, yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and the guy's laughing about it now. They were checking him out for a second, but yeah, he's got a smile on his face.
Oh,
It was
that's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll tell you who's got a smile on his face, and that's my man Damon Lyons from Seller's Advantage. The reason he's got that smile on his face is because he loves to help people. And if you're thinking about selling your house right now, you know what? It doesn't have to be a headache. It doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you can forget about agents. You don't have to pay commissions, and you don't have to put money into your house. Because at Seller's Advantage, they're going to buy the house as is. By the time you would pay for all the repairs, and then you would pay the agent fees, man, you could have already had this house sold. You would have cash in the bank, and you are going to get a very fair and competitive offer. And oh, by the way, we want to hustle this process up. We want to buy your house as fast as we can, and you want to get your money as fast, and you want to move as fast. We may even be able to offer you up to $20,000 in moving costs. So I would suggest this. If contemplating selling your home is something that you're doing right now, get your free, no obligation cash offer from Seller's Advantage today by calling them at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390, I'll slow it down, 2747. You cannot drive around L.A. and not see the Seller's Advantage billboards. They're everywhere. I'm telling you, there's a competition right now between Seller's Advantage and Jacob to see who can have more billboards on the freeways. So call that number, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk,
I'm
hitting the
Doug.
gym,
And
or
I'm
just
Damon.
tackling
And we
your
wanna
day,
buy
in
your
this
house.
LA
Let Sellers
heat,
Advantage show
safety-
you how we can give you more. No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. Check out our Google reviews. And call Sellers Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
If you've already got some chafing, Highland soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highland's Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Oh my God, is this your house?
This is the humble abode.
Oh my God, it's so humble.
FX presents Adults.
You don't know your social security number?
No, I do. It's just my mom knows the whole thing.
A new comedy about 20-somethings achieving zero anythings.
What is the worst that happens? I go broke. I can't pay my loans. I start an OnlyFans, but only you guys subscribe.
You can't do OnlyFans.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it on there. So sorry.
FX's Adults, Wednesdays on FX. All episodes streaming on Hulu.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
Final segment of the show. Thanks to Christopher for leaving us early. Although it was enjoyable during the time he was here.
Sure was.
Excellent work by the guys in the back. The COT. Even the YouTube mongrels. And you too, Cappy.
Nice job. Hit it. Hey, George, are you watching on YouTube right now?
No, I've got the other thing on, like the whatever they call it.
Yeah. So you're looking at us on like in real time, right?
Yes.
Look, it's Jack the Frenchie's birthday today.
Oh, hi, Jack. And he's got a little hat on, a party hat.
got a little birthday hat on for him. He's 11 years old today.
Yeah.
So here he is, fresh off of surgery on his right paw.
Oh, no. Why do you have to have surgery?
I don't know. He hurt his toenail and pulled it back and did
He has like a bad ingrown toenail like you?
I don't know. He did like nerve damage. Oh, no, my toes are gross. I was picking him at the pool this past weekend when I was at Terranea, and Rachel's like, "Are you picking your feet at the pool?"
Stop talking about that. It's gross.
I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And she's like, "Stop doing that. It's gross." So,
yeah.
I mean, you're just hearing about it, Linz. What if you had to see it?
Just stop.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's too bad. Well, here he is, Lindsay. I just wanted him to say hi to you.
Yeah.
So that
you
can
should
say
do a little
hi.
heart thing for.
Yeah, we need to. Yes, you should.
Get him a puppy patty from In-N-Out tonight.
Yeah.
Justin, what do we have for Jack for tonight for his birthday? We have a cupcake. We have a birthday cupcake for him.
Yes.
Yeah. So there he
Him and
is.
Chewy should be friends.
They should be BFFs.
Chewy loves
Not just
all the
friends.
dogs.
Yeah.
They should be
All right.
BFFs.
All right, Jackie, you go back. There you go, buddy. All right, it's his birthday.
He's so cute.
He loves Uncle George. I can tell you that right now.
I'm sure.
He does. He does. That's why he wanted to say hello to you.
Yeah, you should have done a little heart emoji thing. I said.
I know. I give you one of these right here. You know.
Right. Exactly.
So, George, the Dealer's Choice Real Deal brought to you by Seller's Advantage, 888-390-AS-IS. Call them for a no-obligation offer or visit them at sellersadvantage.com. I just want to say this.
Yeah?
Super proud of you, man, for the amazing season you just had in the NBA. And instead of it being like you going on vacation because you've just been on the road for all this time, guess what? I'm going on vacation.
Okay.
So I'm leaving
I'm
you
excited
with
for you.
Influenza B and all the basketball and all the travel. And instead of you leaving first, I'm actually leaving first.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere till like July. So.
Yeah. So I just want to say to DeAndre, Lindsay, Funchy, everybody in the back, Anthony, and everybody else who's working back there, I love you guys. I appreciate all you guys. And I'm going to be away for a few days. Don't let the place burn down without me, George.
Not out of pocket, though.
Yeah,
But I'm not out of pocket.
We'll be all right, Cappy. We'll hold it down for you. How
All
about
right,
that?
thank
Go
you.
enjoy your business thing and whatever else you're going to do.
Hey, when you go to Angelo's, try to roast pork. They said it's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And happy birthday to Jack the Frenchie.